Good evening, football fans, and welcome 3 and Out, brought to you by IE Sports Radio, your direct, that is sports. Gonna be bringing to you on another beautiful Wednesday evening. It is Wednesday, October 2019, and we are ready to rock and roll for yet another edition of 3 and Out. Right here, y'all, we are ready for 3 more hours of non-stop, action-packed, wall-to-wall football, and I hope you're ready for it. So, start things off for today. This is gonna be something, y'all. Seriously, this is gonna be something. Last week, the Rams did nothing more than ball out. But what happened? The Seahawks were just that much better. Oh my gosh, it was a good football game. The Seahawks edged out the Rams in a 1-point contest. But I'll tell you what, that just got it started for week number 5, as week number 5 would get even crazier. On to Sunday. Raiders actually got it done. I can't even complain. Actually, I have a ton of complaints, but we'll save that for a little bit. Anyway, the Raiders actually got a good victory after collapsing in the third quarter, but regardless, you know what? I'll give it to them. It was a game they actually played semi-hearted. Anyway, Cardinals and Bengals. What's going to happen with those Bengals? I don't know, but those Cardinals look pretty all right. Bills will take out the Titans in one good football game. Defense, that's my kind of style. Saints and the Bucks. Well, you know what? You can't ask me more from the Buccaneers, but the Saints and Teddy are looking strong. Vikings will take out the Giants in a game that, well, I guess they should have won that. Eagles embarrass the Jets. Also, Ravens and Steelers, overtime. I think the Steelers have a little more heart than we give them credit for, at least more than I give them credit for. Patriots just take out the Redskins in what was not much of a contest. After the first quarter when the Redskins were leading, Panthers and Jaguars was one to watch as the Panthers earned another victory. The Texans just put it on the Falcons, put up a 50-burger. Broncos will edge out the Chargers in a game that the Chargers just did not look like the Chargers. Packers, Cowboys. Well, somewhat of a comeback, but the Packers certainly look like a good football team. Colts, upset of the week. Take out the Chiefs, and the Niners just absolutely rout the Browns. You are tuned in live to 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, football fans. Well, I hope you're ready, y'all. I really do, because today is going to be a fun one. It is going to be a fun show. Why? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, unfortunately, I slept after a little bit today. As you can tell, the show's 1 hour later than it usually is. My apologies for that. But, of course, as a lot of you know, I coach varsity football at my old high school, and, well, really, it's been kind of a rough year, but, you know what, I'm really happy. My guys have stuck in there, they've hung in there, and it's been a really, really good, I don't know, I thought it's been good, but, somewhat of a couple of weeks, but I guess my guys have been hanging in there, and today was kind of a weird week. We were supposed to play on Thursday, then we were supposed to play on Friday, then we got shifted back. But I'm really proud of my guys for playing as hard as they have. So, unfortunately, though, with the flip-flop scheduling, we didn't really know what we were going to get. And today, of course, was their final practice of the week before we're, going through our walkthrough. So I wanted to stay with them an hour, the hour. So, unfortunately, that's kind of what happened, so my apologies, guys. I'm fumbling all over the place. I'm just communicating with our guests and everything. But today's going to be a little bit of a different show, non-traditional. We're actually going to start off the primetime. We're going to start off with the primetime face-offs, and we're going to end with the recap and the picks. So I doubt I'll have any of my guests with me today, but it's okay. Any of my co-hosts, and we're going to jump right on it. And once again, primetime face-offs up first, and then we're going to get into the recap of last week, and then into the picks. So, should be a little interesting type of a show, but hey, bear with it. It's going to be fun, and we're going to start things immediately off with the primetime face-off. So, as I always say, y'all, to start the show off, all glory to God. That's right. Without God, nothing is possible. None of us possible. None of anything is possible. So, definitely got to say big ups to the man upstairs. And, of course, big ups to all of you listeners out there, because without y'all, we are not possible, y'all. iSports Radio just doesn't work. It just doesn't work without you guys. So, I really appreciate you guys, as I always say, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, before we get this first primetime face-off started, I have my new drop that we're going to drop right now, which is pretty sweet. Really excited for that one. But I am announcing right now my brand new YouTube show, where it's a YouTube. I may go live, but it's going to be a brand new YouTube series of videos I'm going to be putting on our IA Sports Radio YouTube account, and it will be called Goal Line Stand. So I hope you're ready, y'all, for Goal Line Stand. It's going to be a really neat. I announced it yesterday on 3 and Out College Edition. And it's going to be a really fun little thing. It can run anywhere from 10, 20, 30 minutes. But it's going to be a really neat little show weekly. And it's going to be basically a spin-off of 3 and Out. But it's going to be, my little take on everything. And it's going to be a really fun show to just kind of, be face-to-face with y'all. And I guess somewhat face-to-face. But it should be pretty interesting. I'll tell you that right now. I think that's the word I'm going to use. Pretty interesting to bring everything together with not only the with football, but it's going to be with the NFL, but with college as well. I'm going to bring everything together, and it's going to be just a pure football show. All of it, every bit of it. We're talking triple CAA. We're talking. Let's see here. I may give some props to high school out there and everything, but I won't be getting heavy on talking a lot of high school every now and again. I'll bring up some kind of high school, but we're going to talk about, of course, junior college, triple CAA, and the NYGvsNE. We're going to be talking the NAIA. We're going to be talking Division 3, NCAA Division 3, Division 2, the FCS, and of course the FBS. And the NFL, guys. So I'll even be talking Canada. I'm down. I want to bring in as much football as I can and just bring up any topic of that week and just have fun with it. So you'll see the show will be structured, in an interesting way. But it is basically just, the spin-off of 3 and Out. And what a fitting name, right? You already know me. I'm a defensive guy. As you can see, this show, 3 and Out. So you can only imagine that, I was thinking about something else that was, defense related. And, Goal Line Stand is where I landed on. And we're going to actually have something else every week where I'm going to pick out the top 6 defensive performances from an entire defense every week, and I'll be calling that the Pick 6. So, as you can see, it's all about the defense, y'all. So, anyway, with that said, let's have a short break, and we're going to get right on it with our primetime face-offs. I'm so excited for this, guys. So help us out. Show us some love. Give us a retweet if you can. Tune in. Join us in the chat room. Show us some love, y'all. It's going to be a really neat show, so we really appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. So, without further ado, we're going to take ourselves a short break, and when we get back, it's on to the first primetime face-off of the evening. You're listening to 3 and Out, right here on IA Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back after this.
Wrestling fans in the podcast world, you are in the right place to listen to the right show, the premier show in the professional wrestling podcasting world. This is Ring Rambling Radio, and you're listening to one of the co-hosts. I am Martin Sandoval, a.k.a. the SoCal Saint, along with my 2 co-hosts, the lovely Felicia and my boy Matt. Yes, every Saturday or every other Saturday morning, you can listen to us, the premier wrestling team, giving you the premier wrestling news, rumors, updates, event discussions, everything that has to do with professional wrestling. You're in the right place. IE Sports Radio presents Ring Rambling Radio. Don't miss it, because it's just too sweet!
Two Wheels Wednesday is the place to come for all your motorcycle sports news every Wednesday on IE Sports Radio with myself, Matt White. All the latest news, rumours, race reviews and previews from World and British Superbikes and the big one, MotoGP. Two Wheels Wednesday, every Wednesday on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport.
College football, and do you want to hear a college football show dedicated to all that is college football, including junior college and the CCCAA and the NYGvsNE, the NAIA, and the NCAA, including Division III, Division II, Division I AA in the FCS, and Division I A in the FBS? Well then, look no further. Join myself, Larry B., and my colleagues, Mr. H-Town Blake Henley, and Mr. Christian Espinoza, each week during the college football season for the latest in college football on 3 and Out College Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey guys, it's Blake Henley, better known as H-Town Blake to some of you. Happy to announce that Bases Loaded is back in full force. We'll be bringing that high heat every Tuesday night here on IE Sports Radio. So come home, get ready, dig into that batter's box, and see if you can chase that high heat, baby. So we'll be coming to you live with all the stats, all the rundowns, all the division rivalries, and every team that's going to make the playoff push to get to that one and only October and get to the pinnacle of what baseball is, to hoist that Commissioner's Trophy when it's all said and done.
What's going on, football fans? This is me, your boy Larry B, inviting you to join myself, Callum Reynolds, Mike Pat, and John Felipe for one of the most electrifying football shows you have ever heard. 3 and Out, right here at IE Sports Radio. Recap of the week before, a preview of what's to come, and of course, 3 hardcore head-to-head prime-time face-offs each week. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back, football fans. Well, here we have it. The brand new 3 and Out drop here on IE Sports Radio. And, well, wouldn't you know it, to go ahead and, bring up the rear of that drop is our first primetime face-off of the evening. And I'm so happy to have both these guys here tonight. Gentlemen, welcome so very much. Wait for your introductions because they're going to be good. Talk Thursday Night Football with two of the nicest gentlemen I've ever talked football with in my entire life. And you know something? I am so happy to have them both on here today. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the away team, he is diehard Giants fan. He is actually a former coach who I have gotten to know in the last month and a half because he's super cool. Tons of encouragement. Me as a young coach, and honestly, just tons of when in the groups he cracks me up because he's so real on his Giants. Sometimes it just really cracks me up, but you know what? He reminds me a lot of me and my Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming back for his first time since 8 divisions in 8 days in his very first primetime face-off. Ladies and gentlemen, he is just every bit of a Giants fan you can imagine, and interestingly enough, he's part Boston fan too. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way! Well, I won't say where he's from, but ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the East Coast. I know. It's illegal to be a Giant and like the Red Sox and the Bruins. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, of course. So happy to have him back here. Once again, applause button. Glad to have him back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the one and the only Mr. Keith. What's going on, Keith?
What a night. Thanks for having me, Larry. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're very welcome, and thank you for being on tonight's show. Keith, it's been quite the interesting journey for your Giants.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'd say it's been an up and down season. That would be putting it delicately.
I love how you said that, delicately.
Yeah.
So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, he is, oh crap, I need a drum roll button because this guy is about as real as it gets. The second, by the way, IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame class nominees will be out by the end of this month. So actually by the middle of this month. And I'm so excited to bring this about because this man right here is actually, he was a part of the inaugural IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame, and you know what? He should be in the Hall of Class too, because that's exactly what he's got. I don't think I've ever had him, even when he had fiery opponents against him in primetime face-offs, he kills it with kindness, and you know what, man? He just delivers you the facts, and I love it because he's even picked against his team before, and his team, well, they're the mighty Patriots. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer, and, of course, die-hard Patriots fan all the way from Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, he needs an introduction, but he got one anyway. Welcome in the one, the only, Pete Garoppolo. What's going on, Pete?
Hey, Larry, how are you?
I'm doing my best, sir. How are you doing there tonight?
Can't complain. God is good.
God is good. I'm right there with you, brother, all day long, and we are doing great things and having fun. And we are doing it right now, getting ready for this primetime face-off. So I just want to remind everybody, I just told Keith the story. If none of you, okay, so a lot of you are already familiar with this because Pete, it was hilarious, guys. Real quick and dirty, I promise. We have a minute. I'll have a minute for this, okay? I promise. But during 8 divisions in 8 days, Pete had one complaint only about the Patriots. And it wasn't even the Patriots. It was the brisket sandwiches at the stadium, at Gillette Stadium, that Pete literally said are going under. He says they're still delicious, but they're not what they used to be. He says they don't even give you on the Kaiser roll no more. They don't give it to you with this delicious sauce they used to give it to you with. They're just not the quality they used to be when the stadium first opened. And I'm sitting here this whole time going, wow. And then my co-host, Mike, was like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine the only complaint you have about your team is the brisket sandwiches?
And the other thing is they stopped serving. They used to serve like a half a rack of ribs. They stopped that. What's up with that? I mean, I go to the man. It's like it doesn't matter that my team's winning, but I want my ribs. Never mind that I can get it at one of the restaurants outside of. There's a Five Guys that's there, and there's Davio's, and I could always buy something on the way home, but there's nothing like having it right at the stadium. Although they do still serve the cornbread, so I give them that.
Keith?
I love barbecue. Yeah, I'm with you, Larry.
I'm just saying, I'm kind of a Raider fan, and Keith is kind of a Giants fan, and I mean, as Mike said, it must be nice to have the only complaint about your team, the food, at the stadium.
Yeah.
So,
I wish I could say that.
Yeah, you and me both. So
I was a Giants fan once. You guys know that?
He really was.
I talked about that back in the days when the Patriots didn't matter. I was a huge Giants fan. I had the coat. I had everything. I mean, matter of fact, liking the Giants kind of indirectly led to me liking the Patriots. I want to get Giants season tickets, but they're sold out. Can't get them. So this was right around the time that the Patriots were just kind of the redheaded stepchild in New England sports. Nobody cared about them, and they almost moved to St. Louis. And they got Purcell, they drafted Bledsoe, Kraft bought the team, and my brother moved up there, and he would talk about them, and I started watching them, and I said, you know what? I really like what I see here. They change their uniforms, they change their attitude, and I'm watching a game one day, and they said, we're putting tickets on sale in 1995, tomorrow. And it was $640 for all the games. The seats were up in, God's country, but, you were in the stadium, and basically a high school stadium at the time. And, here it is 25 years later, I'm still in there, still going to the games.
I love it. And you gotta love these stories from, Pete just having every time. I love it. Pete just always has some really cool history, sports history, or
it's the Patriots are just they're one of the two teams I live and die with,
and I know you do, and I love that.
So many happy memories over the years.
Absolutely, man. And as the show is, it's by the fans for the fans. And once again, guess what? How cool is this, Keith? What's your middle name, man?
Yeah. Lawrence.
Does anybody want to take a wild guess of why his middle name is Lawrence?
Lawrence Taylor. You got, brother.
The monster.
My second guess was going to be Lawrence Welk.
Oh my gosh. No, because
I remember on Saturday Night Live, Fred Amundsen, am I pronouncing his name right, used to parody Lawrence Welk. They used to do Lawrence Welk show parodies before it basically became, Trump bashing central. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But
oh my gosh. Good old Pisha. So with that said, here we go. I'm telling you, man. See that? I love it, man. It's true diehards, and once again, Taylor. Lawrence. Why? Because of the great Lawrence. I guarantee you, once a month. Maybe not. I don't guarantee you, but at least once a month, Keith needs to be able to watch that video, the video clip of Lawrence Taylor. We gotta take out there and go out there and take on this team like a pack of crazed dogs. I love that. I want it. You can see his eyeballs popping out of his head and everything. Him and Singletary are probably two of the most feared linebackers.
I've heard stories about people who have rented cars and found Lawrence Taylor's pay stub in the back seat back in the 80s. Right. I never saw it, but it's people would say, I rented a car and Lawrence Taylor's pay stub was back there. It was like this obscene amount of money.
Oh, that is great. Well, LT's just the real deal, man. So, here we go, y'all. Let's go ahead and jump on into tonight's face-off. So, quick and dirty, the fans already got a little taste of both of you and know you for sure if they've listened, from the years, or of course even from this past summer all the way until now. So here we go. We're talking Thursday night football, y'all, and we're gonna have some fun. Everybody, make sure to tune in and get your votes in as soon as you can. Go ahead and scroll down here on the IE Sports Radio Twitter page and find these voting polls and let us know who you think about each of these games tonight. We are talking right now Thursday night football. Giants at Patriots, the rematch of two Super Bowls in the last decade. Well, will it be that results, or will with the Giants getting yet another upset, or will the Patriots basically do what they kind of should in this game. So, let's do it, y'all. So, first and foremost, I want X Factor. So, here we go. We have 1 minute on the clock. And I want X Factors, and I want them now. We have some good X Factors from each of these teams, I'm sure. Of course, the home team, you can pick, the stadium, and, being home and all that good stuff. Away team, you won't necessarily have the stadium, but let us know. So, all right, Keith, we'll be starting with you, the away team, man. Tell us who your X Factor or X Factors will be in 1 minute's time. Begin.
Okay, I guess the first X Factor is going to be Dexter Lawrence right up the middle. He needs to keep pushing the pocket the way he has the last few weeks. If he keeps moving it forward right into Tom Brady's lap, that'll help us tremendously because, Tom's not the most mobile of creatures in the world, but, you got to get him off his spot and off of his rhythm. The second one's got to be the corners, especially DeAndre Baker, being able to jam the receivers at the line of scrimmage and throw off that timing and try to get the offense out of rhythm. And then I guess the third one would be, Daniel Jones has just got to keep playing that he has been and not get rattled too much. Other than that, we just got to actually be the team that defense that didn't allow more than 6 points over the course of 6 quarters, not the one that's showing up for the majority of the year.
Great job and great timing. You had 5 seconds to spare. So, all right, Mr. Pete, let us know, man. X Factors. You have 1 minute on the clock. Begin.
X Factor, defense. I like Daniel Jones a lot, even though I did say that, a player that comes out of Duke should not be drafted in the top 6 of any draft unless Mike Krzyzewski was his coach. But, I think the Patriots, they need to pressure. And, they have linebackers. They have Hightower, who's great. They have Van Noy, who's having a nice year. Jamie Collins, the defensive line, Shelton, Lawrence guys like that. Secondary, Chung solid, McCourty brothers solid, Gilmore solid, and that's just what they need to do. Put pressure on the kid, get him rattled, and just let the crowd take it from there.
Great job, and you also have 5 seconds to spare. So 55 seconds for both of you. I like it. Well, I'll tell you what. Great X Factors from both of you guys. I think those are absolutely some major playmakers on both of your teams. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the fire round. We get a little back and forth action going on here. And I want some weaknesses, guys. And I use that term loosely because I don't know what the hell a weakness is on the Patriots, but we'll find out. Regardless, I want some weaknesses, y'all. So let's go ahead and pick those out, shall we? First up, we have Keith picking out weaknesses on the Patriots that you feel that your Giants can exploit. And then we'll have a little bit of a 30-second comeback of what you feel, either if it was a pretty good, you think that was actually, no, that's actually a pretty good, that's actually, that is one of our weaknesses, and I agree. Or, no, not going to happen. No, not even a chance, whatever. 30 seconds from the other person, and then we'll flip-flop it, and then Pete will, Pete will have his 30 seconds, and then Pete will have 1 minute to talk about the weaknesses of the Giants and what they, how the Patriots can exploit that. And then, same deal. Keith will then have 30 seconds to rebuttal and basically, defend his team or agree and be like, no, well, that actually does make sense, and I would do that too if we were playing us. So, anyway, with that said, you guys get the argument. Yeah, let's get it to it. 1 minute on the clock. Keith, pick out those weaknesses on the Patriots and how you can exploit it.
Oh, they've got the number 1 defense in the league, so it can't exactly go on that side of the ball. So I guess you're going to go to the other side, and I would say it's probably a tight end is the big weakness for New England. There's with Gronk gone, there really isn't anybody that at that position that kind of you need to worry about or really strikes fear that you would need to game plan around. That would be where I would go. I guess we can, as a Giants fan, we can cross our fingers and hope that all these guys that popped up on the injury report today don't actually suit up tomorrow. That might give us a fighting chance, but I guess the weakness for New England, like I said, would be at tight end because they don't really have a playmaker there.
Okay, well, good stuff there, and plenty of time to Okay, so tight end. All right, Pete, you have 30 seconds. What you think, man? You think, no, our tight end replacement is actually pretty okay? I mean, after Gronk has been gone? Or, no, he's actually got a point. What do you think? 30 seconds.
No, I think he's right. I mean, I think that tight end is definitely, it's not as high profile as when Gronk was here. But keep in mind that when Gronk was here, he missed a lot of time with injuries. He missed a lot of time. There were a lot of times where he was ineffective, where he was covered. The tight ends are more, they're using them more as a lineman. They're not really using them as receivers. I think a bigger issue is Philip Dorsett being out.
Well, that's actually a pretty, big issue. You can go into that in a few minutes here. But, okay, so, all right, Pete, well, your turn, man. Go ahead and pick out a weakness that you feel that you guys can exploit versus the Giants. You have 1 minute on the clock. Begin.
Oh, I think they got a ton of injuries on offense. Barkley, out. Shepard, out. Galvin, out. They're down to basically, using... maybe they can get Joe Morris to come out of retirement.
Wow.
New running back.
Oh my God.
They're going to be heavy. Daniel Jones is not going to have anybody to throw to. Just put the pressure on, get through the line. Put the pressure on Daniel Jones. The Giants are going to be able to run the ball, and if he forces them to throw it, I can see a lot of incompletions. Maybe not necessarily interceptions, but I just can't. If the Patriots have any kind of defense at all and they don't brain freeze, I just can't see the Giants doing anything on offense.
Great timing and right at the buzzer, man. You have to ring it right at 1 minute. So, all right. So, Keith, what you think, man? Good game plan? Or do you feel like, no, that's crap? What you think, man? 30 seconds.
I can't argue with the injuries. The one you forgot was Evan Ingram's out, too.
Right.
So, right. There goes, all of our, what do we have left? Golden Tate. So, and his only second game back. So, I can't rebuttal with that and just call you out because you're spot on. The injuries are going to kill us on offense. I'm really surprised you tried to pick on the defense, so thank you for that. But, no, he's 100% right. The injuries are going to really hurt us tomorrow night.
Well, right at the buzzer, and yeah, man, that is, it's definitely not a easy thing to deal with injuries, man. Get bit by the injury bug, and that sucks. But, okay, so let's go ahead and move it on now into the game plans. Pretty much the final round of it here, but the game plan's always fun, and I just really think that this is going to flow smoothly, because, once again, this game is, I don't know, the way the NFL has been the first 5 weeks, oh my gosh. So, anyway, let's start things off now with the game plans here. So, we'll start with the away team once again. Keith, let us know, man, what is your game plan for the Giants to win this thing? Like, what do you guys have to do to... what do you guys have to do to defeat these Patriots in Gillette Stadium, and not the easiest place to play, okay, tomorrow night? What is it that you have to do? And if you can, or if you would like to, I know some people are superstitious, and that's okay, and the same thing goes for you, Pete. You guys can predict the final score if you would like to, and if you don't want to, that's completely okay. So, 1 minute on the clock. Keith, let us know. What you got?
The game plan is the same as, winning the 2 Super Bowls was you got to get pressure on Tom Brady. Obviously, much easier said than done. He's really good at getting the ball out quickly. So, guys like Dexter Lawrence up front, maybe B.J. Hill will finally remember how to play football again and just start pushing the pocket in on him and try to get him to either roll out into the edge rusher's arms or get rid of the ball quickly and throw it into the dirt. Again, that's all easier said than done, given the way our defense has played this year. Offensively, I would say try to run the ball as best you can. I saw an interesting stat today that said the Giants have been averaging almost 4 yards per carry downfield before first contact. Well, again, the Patriots have a really good front set. Might be a tall order, but if we can keep ourselves out of second and third and long situations, I think that'll bode well for keeping Tom Brady on the sideline watching as opposed to going out there and making things happen.
Perfect timing, and I completely agree with you there. So, your thoughts, Pete? Yeah, 30 seconds. Your thoughts on Keith's game plan?
I think he's right. I am not taking the Giants lightly. I never take opponents lightly. You look at this and you say, it's easy for me to sit here and say, how can the Giants win this game? And, just the same way that Wayne Gallman had a huge game a couple of weeks ago before he got a concussion, maybe somebody like Cody Latimer, steps up, or Jonathan Hillman, or some guy they picked up.
I completely agree with that. No, definitely. So, okay, Pete, your turn, man. What is your game plan for your Patriots to win this thing, man? What do you guys got? And, of course, if you'd like, pick a final score.
Okay. I think they just need to play their game. I think they need to, not take this seriously, not automatically assume that this is a win, to play hard, play to the whistle, because every team in the NFL is good. You have to work hard to beat, and I think the Giants are good. When they're healthy, Daniel Jones showed what he could do against Tampa Bay. There's no reason he couldn't, have a game like that tomorrow night. And I think they need to just play their game, keep them out of the end zone. As I always say, you can kick all the field goals you want, just don't let them score touchdowns. If you want a final score, I covered 16.5 is a tall order, but I'll say 27-13.
27-13. I like that. Okay, Keith, what are you thinking, man?
I agree with them. The game plan is good. I think if they actually play their game, I think honestly, Patriots should come away with a win. They are the better team. And who knows? Maybe, like you said, maybe Cody Latimer will step up. Maybe, Penny or anybody else they may find on the practice squad will make an impact. But no, I agree with this assessment. I think that as long as they play within themselves, they should win. I'm going to change this score up a little bit here. I think it's going to be something like 30-14 is what I'm thinking.
Oh, hey, man. I'm just glad that the realism is always awesome, but at the same time kind of tough. So I understand that, dude. Trust me. So okay, y'all. Well, that was good stuff, man. As always, I'm telling you, man. When it comes to Pete, always respectful. Keith, this is your first time doing this, man. So, gentlemen, shake it up. That was awesome. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for being on tonight's show. And let's go ahead and get on into that. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump on in here to that voting poll. Just came in. So, here's what we're going to do. We are going to look at that final voting poll, and thank you to everybody who voted, by the way. But the final vote, once again, just came in, and here we go. Unfortunately, and this is a big time, unfortunately, I can't even do what do you call it? The whole pause.
Dramatic pause.
I can't do it because it's just, I think it's obvious, and it's extremely overwhelming. Extremely overwhelming. But, ladies and gentlemen, with 81% of the votes, you, the listeners, are going with the New England Patriots to win this thing. I'm sorry. Keith, what do you got to say, man?
I just hope they cover. That's all I got.
Oh my gosh, that is something. Well, hey, that really sucks, but alright, well, Pete, your thoughts?
Just is what it is. It's, there's always going to be somebody that thinks, that's going to go opposite, that's going to say the Giants will win. Strangest things have happened. If the Giants won tomorrow night, I would be surprised, but not really. depending on what I saw. I mean, I think they're good. I think they need to be taken seriously, even with all the injuries. But you look at it from the Giants' standpoint, nobody's expecting them to win. They're going in with no expectations. Jones can be himself. As long as they don't make any mistakes and they're competitive, that's really all they need. And this is an interconference game, so for either team, I mean, it's nice to have, but it's more important to win the games in your division. That's why I'm really happy with the Patriots start, because they've already won 3 games in the division. Those are the games you need.
Absolutely.
The interconference games are nice, but if you don't get it, you don't get it.
And you know what? That's okay. Seriously, that's okay. I mean, I understand I totally get it, you guys. I mean, it sucks because, I don't know. I wish it would be a little bit of a closer game. I think we all thought this might have been a revamped Giants team taking on a pretty strong. I mean, when the NFL players were, when the NFL schedule makers were making the schedule, it's all good intentions, but some games get flexed for certain reasons. We know that. But guess what? Or, I mean, at least in week 17. But for this one, it was just kind of one of those ones where I guess it's just hit or miss. You kind of see who's playing who, and you may get some toilet bowls in there. And unfortunately, you get some of those, and you get some that are just blowouts. And then also you get some exciting ones that could be that interesting little upset. So
I'd like to see the Giants being aggressive tomorrow. I want to see them, if they have 4th down, I want to see them go for it. I don't care if they're in Patriots territory. If it's 4th down and they're at the 10-yard line, I don't want to see the field goal unit. I want to see them go for it. I mean,
I like the way you think.
Seriously, I get aggravated when we went to the opener against Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh's down 20-3. They're at the 1-yard line. It's 4th and a yard. You got a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback back there. You've got an awesome running back. You got Juju. And it's like Mike Tomlin brings out the field goal unit. And I said, I was pissed. I said, do you not want to win? You score a touchdown there. You hold the Patriots. You get the ball back. It's a totally different game. And I think if the Giants are going to win tomorrow, they need to just do that. Don't worry about what the guys say on the fan. Don't worry about what that Mike Francesa says, this hot takes, going for, these guys are being reckless. Don't listen to the announcers, going for the field goal is the right thing here. No, it's not. You're going to win the game by scoring touchdowns, by taking risks, and if you want to beat a team like New England, that's what you're going to have to do.
Absolutely.
You got to be fired up, man. I like it.
You can do it.
I like it. So with that said, gentlemen, once again, huge applause for both of you guys. That was absolutely awesome. Appreciate you both so much for showing us some love, man. So here we go, y'all. With that said, that will do it. But, of course, as always, a few moments here to show our guests some love. So here we go. Let's see here. We'll start off with Keith. Keith, man, where can these diehard Giants fans find you on Twitter?
Well, I'm on the Twitter machine. My handle is at Coach Keith G. That's where you'll find me. All
right. Pete, how about you, man?
All right, I'm on Twitter, PGAR58, PGAR58, and that's also my handle on Instagram and Facebook. And I won't be at the game tomorrow night because I'll be at a fantasy basketball draft. But, if I am at anybody is at Gillette Stadium for any of the games, and stop by Section 101 and say hi.
Hey, man, as always, show Pete some love, man. Once again, applause for both these gentlemen. Awesome job. Both class guys.
I'll be following Keith on my on Twitter when we get off.
Great people,
reciprocate that as well, my friend.
Great people, guys. I'm telling you. See, even rivals can be civil. I love it. So, all right, gentlemen, with all that, we'll do it for the first primetime face-off. Or shall I say, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we'll do it for our first primetime face-off of the evening. When we get back, well, we had a little change of plans with our guests, but we still got two ready for the primetime face-off. Sunday Night Football, Steelers Chargers, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. You're listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
Two Wheels Wednesday is the place to come for all your motorcycle sports news every Wednesday on IE Sports Radio with myself, Matt White. All the latest news, rumours, race reviews and previews from World and British Superbikes and the big one, MotoGP. Two Wheels Wednesday, every Wednesday on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport.
Hi, I'm Phil Robinson, running points, setting up Phil Jones for the finish. Join us every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, as we break down the week in basketball on the home for Real Talk Sports Radio, IESportsRadio.com.
Drivers, start your engines. Auto racing takes many forms, from the close quarter contact of NASCAR
to the high-speed, high-risk atmosphere of IndyCar,
all the way to the pinnacle of technology with the Formula One World Championship.
No matter if you prefer the high banks of Daytona,
the concrete canyons of Long Beach,
or the flowing curves of the Nürburgring.
The international language of motorsports is simple. Go fast,
run hard,
and come home first.
So join us, myself, Darrell Kinsey Jr.,
Lolita Camello,
and Michael Ward,
on a world tour of all the best motorsports has to offer on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on your home for all that is sports, IE Sports Radio.
Hi, I'm Brian McLaughlin. In the National Football League, there are approximately 17 million total fans.
I'm Andrew Guzman. My Dallas Cowboys make up almost 9 million of those fans.
And my Seahawks have a very loyal fan base of around 4 million.
That's more than 3/4 of all the fans.
That's absolutely correct, Andrew. And on the Common Ground Football Podcast, we'll be talking about the good, bad, and the ugly of these teams.
We'll have weekly picks, discuss transactions, injuries.
And we'll chat about the rest of the league, too.
Blake freaking Bortles?
Oh, yes. And Captain Andrew Luck.
Excellent. What about Fitzmagic?
Oh, let's not get carried away now.
Oh, all right then.
Join us each week at commongroundfootballpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcast.
It's going to be
awesome.
Hey, what's up, sports fans? You're looking for a different type of sports talk show, something you haven't heard before? You got to check out the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday on 2 Live Stews Radio, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sports talk at its finest. Always have great guests, playing some good hip-hop. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. So join me Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Ain't that right, Lopan?
Welcome back, football fans. Well, there you have it. Last minute switcheroo, guys. My apologies. It happens, but I'll tell you what, man. My boy Mika, great guy, man. Big part of Thunder Alley over there. Diehard Chargers tailgating. Cannot wait to party with them again, or actually for the first time, but go hang out with a lot of them again. Last year was my first ever Raider Raider game, and I was really happy to go hang out with them. I mean, yeah, Miss Stephanie popped my Raider cherry. It was my first time ever going to a Raider game. Really excited about that. Got to enjoy a great game, even though the Chargers beat us like a drum, as usual. Hopefully it won't happen this year, but excited for the December game in Los Angeles. But big shout out to Mika. Sorry you couldn't make it, dude, but he had a work emergency literally in the last couple of minutes, but it's all right because, hey, our boy Taryn is here, y'all, so happy to have him back, and of course, happy to have him here for his first time, I think, ever on 3 and Out. Right, Taryn? It's your first time on the show, man?
Oh, yeah, it is my first time on 3 and Out.
Well, here we go, man, because you're actually a contestant. Here we go, man. Starting things off, welcoming, of course, die-hard Pittsburgh Steelers fan. This guy is about as die-hard as it gets because he can be critical on his Steelers the same way that I can be critical on my Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming, of course, all the way from Utah, die-hard Steelers fan. He's all about his teams, man. I'm just really, really, really happy he's able to join us here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the one and only Mr. Matt Haynes. What's going on, Matt?
Hey, Larry B, I'm on my way to the Hall of Fame here on the show.
The Hall of Fame, man, is coming up. The voting is coming up, by the way. I'm glad. That's right. See, our listeners know, guys. Hall of Fame voting is going to be starting in the middle of next week. So we were getting ready to get those ballots ready to rock and roll. Once again, it'll be all of us nominating. Then the first round of nominees will go through the guests. We'll go through the IE Sports Radio Twitter where we put all of it out there. And then you, the listeners, vote for people, and then we take the final nominees and go to the finals, and then we select our 5 Hall of Famers. Out of that, we just had an IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer in the first inaugural class, the inaugural class of IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame, or the inaugural IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame class. Mr. Pete Garofalo was just on air. Really glad that he was able to be here with us. But who's going to be those next 5? Well, Matt says I'm aiming to be one of them. So we shall see. Let's see, y'all. So with that said,
Pete better give me his vote, and I guess I'll start being nicer to some of the other people on Twitter now that I know this. So.
Well, I'm definitely excited, man, to have you, possibly be a nominee here on the show. So with that said, let's jump on in to into of course the other combatant here, and well, I shouldn't even say it that way because he is a dear brother of all of ours here on the station. I'm so happy to have him part of this. Ladies and gentlemen, he is co-host of 3 and Out College Edition. We did a great show today. He is co-host of The Defining Moment, which he'll be joining me tomorrow morning. He is a host of Set Point here on IE Sports Radio, our brand new volleyball show. Just finished up a second show that I still got to listen to, but great stuff as always. The first one was awesome. And of course, he is part of the IE Sports Radio PR department. What can I say, man? The guy does it all. He says it all, but sell popcorn. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to say that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world, Mr. Taryn Rodriguez. What's going on, Taryn?
Hello, everybody. Hello, people. Great to be on 3 and Out.
Hey, man. Great to have you, buddy. So, I know we don't got a whole bunch of time here, especially for Taryn, but hey, we are going to get this thing as fast as possible and have some fun. So, let's stay quick with the times and have some fun with it, guys. So, here we go. Let's get it. So first and foremost, I want X Factors. Gosh darn it. X Factors are always fun, all right? So let's get into them. Matt, you are the away team. You have 1 minute on the clock. Who are your X Factors for your Steelers to possibly beat these Chargers on Sunday night? You have 1 minute. Begin.
Hey, well, my X Factors, out of who's remaining that's not on IR for the Steelers, James Conner will have to have a good game. He's really the only running back they have left. Jalen Samuels just got put on IR for another month, so he has to show up. Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm assuming he's going to get double teamed, so Deontay Johnson, their rookie wide receiver, on the other side, is going to have to step up and have a big game. James Washington is out. And then Vance McDonald, I think, on the offense is going to have a role in the passing game, especially with James Washington out, and to help out a young quarterback, whether it's Hodges getting his first start or Mason Rudolph. Everybody
somebody's got to come play in kind of a hostile environment to get the W there.
Okay, well, I didn't even take up the whole minute, so we have 10 seconds to spare, so good stuff there. All right, Taryn, let us know, man, who are your X Factors or X Factors, and you also have the home crowd because you're the home team, so, I mean, whichever you like to throw out there, man, you have 1 minute on the clock. Begin.
All right, the X Factors for the Chargers will probably be the defense, mainly Joey Bosa. We'll see what kind of pressure he can produce on Pittsburgh's quarterback, whoever it'll be. I think Melvin Gordon to actually have a bigger game because, it's the second game back, and, his first game was left a little to be desired. And then Keenan Allen also had a pretty subpar game, and as well as Phillip Rivers. So I'm expecting some of the offense to get back on track on Sunday, because this is a huge game for both teams, because one of these teams is probably going to get back on track and hopefully get back into the playoff picture. And it's going to be a really good game. And I can already say that Juju Smith-Schuster might have a big game, considering he grew up in SoCal, in Long Beach.
Oh, that's right, Juju. That's right. He's also a USC alum. So, all right. Well, there you go, man. Great stuff there. He had about 8 seconds to spare. So, great stuff there, gentlemen. Let's move it on now into the back and forth round, the fire round, if you will, the lightning round, whatever you want to call it, the fire round. So, let's go ahead and get on into it. I want to hear about weaknesses. This is where you can talk crap and have fun, y'all. So, starting off here. All right, Matt. I know you can do this pretty good, and I know Taryn, I fire him up good enough, I know he can too. So here we go, Matt. Let us know, what is a weakness, or what are weaknesses, or a weakness, whatever, you can feel that your Pittsburgh Steelers can exploit and take advantage of to beat these Chargers on the road on Sunday night. You have 1 minute on the clock. Begin.
It's funny that the last couple of years, it's been the Steelers' offense that's carried them. But when they, have had no defense, and the defense has let them down. And now this year, it's totally the opposite. And the defense is stepped up. They've already takeaways this year than they actually had all of last year, which is crazy. So I think if the Steelers are going to win this game, well, to be honest, I think it's going to be a close game anyway. I don't think the Chargers, even at home, are going to blow them out. The Chargers may win, but they won't blow Pittsburgh out. Their defense is playing phenomenal. I actually do think they shut down Melvin Gordon. I think he'll eventually get it going, but not this week against their front seven. I think if Pittsburgh has got to stop their running game, stop Eckler, and then I think they have a chance to win. But it has to be the defense all the way to lead them, especially with a rookie quarterback playing in his first start.
Okay, well, good stuff there. A few seconds to spare. So, all right, so there it is. So basically, he's picking on your guys' defense. He says, not going to happen. Going to be a close one. So, Taryn, you have 30 seconds to rebut, man. Do you think that's actually, he did pick it as a weakness. Do you feel like, no way, our freaking defense is a lot better than we give him credit for? Or, you know what, Matt, you actually got a point because our defense hasn't been all that great. We're injured. That's actually a good thing to pick on. So you have 30 seconds, Taryn. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Chargers' defense is definitely a little bit vulnerable. Despite giving up only 20 to Denver, their defense has just been injured to high heaven. With Russell Okung out, and Melvin Ingram is out. I think it's going to have to, for those that aren't injured, they're going to have to step up Bosa, and the offense is just going to have to pick it up. They just can't. This time, it's going to be the offense and having to carry the one instead of the defense, which is kind of funny because the Chargers are known for their defense.
Yeah, interestingly enough, in the last couple of years, especially with the addition of Bosa. So, okay, now it is your turn, Taryn. Pick out a weakness that you feel that your Chargers can exploit, or weaknesses that you feel that your Chargers can exploit to help them get this victory at home versus the Steelers. You have 1 minute on the clock. Begin.
Well, I think, it's kind of tough to predict the weakness of the Steelers because the Steelers are kind of well balanced. I mean, I had to say there was one weakness, it would probably be the Steelers' new quarterback and how Joey Bosa will have to exploit him. If there's one thing that, it would have to be the hurries, the quarterback hurries from Bosa, and probably the penalties. Pittsburgh is well known for kind of coughing it up. Last week, poor Juju trying to coughed it up against the Ravens in OT last week.
So it's going to depend on turnovers, and it's going to depend on who blinks first and which team makes the more mistakes.
Well, hey, great stuff there, even with time to spare. So, okay, so real quick, I know you kind of went a couple different places, but Taryn, so your weakness was?
The weakness is turnovers.
Turnovers.
And forcing quick throws from their new quarterback.
Okay, so all right, you have 30 seconds. What you think? Is that actually something good to pick on? Are you like, no, not gonna happen this week, not cool, no. So what do you think, man? You have 30 seconds.
I think that's a good one is the turnovers. Pittsburgh, and I'm being critical of my own team here, they've got to figure out a way to get points on the board. When they played San Francisco 2 weeks ago, they had, I think, 5 total turnovers, 4 in like the first 15 minutes, and got 3 points out of that, and eventually lost the game. When they played last week, Lamar Jackson had 3 interceptions, and so the Steelers are setting all kinds of records for turnovers and then losing games. So not exactly the record books you want to get. So the Steelers, they need to win the turnover battle like they have been, but they need to put points on the board after they get the turnovers.
I got you there. So, okay, let's go ahead and get on in to the final round of this. We're almost, look at that, we actually finished a really good time here. So one more time, y'all, we're going to go back and forth, and this is the game plan. This is going to be the fun, guys. Game plan time. So, we will start with Mr. Matt. Let us know, man, what is your game plan for your Steelers to beat these Chargers? And if you'd like to throw a final score in there, let us know what you think, man. So, you have 1 minute on the clock. What is your game plan for your Steelers to beat these Chargers?
It is going to be a whole lot of running the football, a whole lot of James Conner and Benny Snell Jr. I think you'll see a lot of him too. He's got a couple carries this year, but not really featured in the game plan. But now Jalen Samuels is out. Hopefully Juju has a big game, like you said, but it all kind of depends on if Hodges can get the ball downfield. It kind of changes with Rudolph, so I can't really say what my game plan is right now, but I think you're going to get a run-heavy offense with James Conner. And then they just got to play defense. They can't give up the big plays. Minka Fitzpatrick, who they got from Miami, has been sensational, and he's going to need help covering in the slot a little bit against Keenan Allen. So play good defense and run the ball on offense. It'll be a crazy game. We'll go 2017 Pittsburgh.
Okay, well, even with a little time to spare. So, okay, there you go. For 30 seconds, Taryn, what do you think about his game plan? Do you think it's actually pretty legitimate that you feel could actually, like, something you would actually pick against the Chargers if you were game planning against them? Or do you feel like, not going to work, my team is just too good? What you think, man?
Well, I think I definitely think the Chargers are going to need to defend the run game against Pittsburgh, and maybe watch for the screen passes as well. So, we'll see what happens. I think it'll be a close game. It'll definitely live up to its hype. I do expect Pittsburgh to come out with a little vengeance, because remember, the Chargers beat Pittsburgh at Heinz Field last year on prime time.
Oh, well, look at that. So, once again, good timing. All right, Taryn, it is your turn now, man. What is your game plan to beat the Steelers on Sunday night? You have 1 minute. Begin.
Well, my game plan for the Chargers to beat the Steelers is to basically just strike early enough and don't let Pittsburgh get a chance to get comfortable in its offense, and defend against, and like I said, defend against the run game, defend against the screen passes, because I think those screen passes, which hurt Cincinnati, could hurt the Chargers with how beat up their defenses, and basically just make Keenan Allen have himself a big game, and have Austin Eckler or Melvin Gordon just have a big game as well. So overall, it's just go out there and just get back on track, because you can't afford to go 2-4. That would be a no-no.
Yeah, that would kind of hurt, and even with time to spare. So, okay, Mr. Matt, what you think, buddy? I mean, you like Taryn's game plan? Is that something you would do against the Steelers? Or are you like, no, dude, no, my team's just too good. That's not the way it's going to go down. What you think? You have 30 seconds.
I mean, he knows the Chargers better than I do, so that probably will be their game plan. I do think the Steelers' defense has been one of the top units in the league this year. They really don't have a weakness anymore now that they fixed their kind of safety position. So to be honest, I think Pittsburgh shot themselves in the foot more these first month of football than they've, losing at the very end of games. I think what are they 1-4? 3 of their 4 losses are by a total of 9 points that they've just kind of blown it at the end. So I think the Steelers defense will kind of have to hold down Melvin Gordon in his second game back and hold Keenan Allen in the slot. I think that they can dominate on defense in this game.
Okay, well,
we're talking about that game last year too. Don't get me started about that, because the NFL could go into a collective bargaining agreement over the bad calls that were made in that game. Dudes jumping off, dudes are false starting on touchdown passes, blocking the back right in front of the referee on punt returns. I mean, that was garbage last year.
Any comments, Darren?
Yeah, there were some questionable calls, but one Pittsburgh fan by the name of Yearning, she said that good teams finish off their fray, and the Steelers were up for the most part in that game. But I'm not trying to say the Steelers don't deserve to win, but I think they should have. And I was saying the Chargers were not cut out for primetime, because that was their first primetime game in quite some time. So yeah.
Alrighty, guys.
All right.
Well,
all right, I like you. You're not the Bengals or the Ravens fan, so I'll let it slide. I'll let that go.
Matt, I think here on this station you have found fans who are actually realistic. Am I right?
Yeah. Though Captain Obvious, go find him on Twitter and see the garbage he's putting on there.
Matt will not let that go. Matt will keep that going forever.
And the Ravens fan, I'll find him later too. Nobody can even remember his username, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Matt Hames and Taryn Rodriguez. I mean, that gentleman, shake it up. That was awesome. Virtually shake it up. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on tonight's show, and I'm so glad that you were able to be a part of it. Here we go. The final weigh-in is in, and we are going to go ahead and announce the winner. And this was a little interesting because it was waxing on a little. It was pretty lopsided. I thought this would be a lot closer, but it's what the fans say. So I appreciate all of you for voting. Thank you all so much for voting. Well, we appreciate you for voting. And, well, it wasn't even close, but we shall see. We shall see how it goes. But, and with 73% of the votes, you, the listeners, are going with the Los Angeles Chargers to win this thing at home. My gosh, that is overwhelming, 73%. Taryn, what are your thoughts on that?
That was quite interesting, because I didn't think the Chargers fan base was as big as the Steelers. But overall, I said that the Chargers, I do hope the Chargers win despite them being beaten up. One of my friends said that the Steelers have the third-string quarterback, but, this could be that quarterback breakout game, because, remember, the Chargers defense is beating up to high heaven, so, but this should be an interesting game. One team could get back on track, while the other team could fall further behind the AFC race, so, yeah.
Well, I got you. Matt, your thoughts on that voting poll?
Yeah, I guess we'll just, see what happens. At the rate the Steelers are going, we'll be, we got Paxton Lynch on our practice squad, so at the rate we're going, he'll be starting in 2 weeks when we play the Dolphins, so we got some good football coming up here, folks.
Well, there you go. And once again, 2 realistic fans who are just diehards of their teams. Once again, 2 realistic fans who are just diehards of their teams, and I'm so happy to have you both here. So, real quick and dirty before we're off the air, Mr. Matt, go ahead, man. Let all these Steelers fans, man, know where they can find you on Twitter.
Talking sports, retweeting all sports, anything Larry B tags me in, Utah youth football, everything like that. So come find me and we can talk sports, or you can talk crap and we can get into it on there too. That's fine.
There you go, y'all. Once again, that's Matty Hames, MATTYHAMES. Sorry for the little noise there, guys. A little background noise, that's all right. And Mr. Taryn, Brother, I know we talk about your tag all the time here on the air, man. But where can they find you on Twitter?
You can find me at Senator this one. My first name is spelled P-G-R-A-N. My last name, Rodriguez, has a G in it. And then there's the number 1 at the end. So once again, it's at Senator this one. I'm mainly on Twitter. And that's where you can find me.
Great stuff there. Once again, Taryn at Taryn Rodriguez 1, TRANRODIGUEZ1. Give him a follow there. Once again, I know there's a little background noise, guys. My apologies. But hey, once again, shake it up, y'all. Virtually shake it up because that was awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show here tonight, gentlemen. And I am looking forward to having you both here on the show very soon. So with that said, we'll take ourselves a short break. Then when we get back, well, it might be a little lengthy, I don't know. But when we get back, we're going to jump right on into our next primetime face-off, y'all. Monday Night Football. Lions. Packers. Oh, my. Here we go, y'all, on the third primetime face-off of the evening. And I will see you on the other side of this break. Once again, you're listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. So join me Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Ain't that right, Lopan?
Good day, folks. Yours truly, Nico Green here, reminding you, tune in to the Neutral Zone Hockey Talk Radio Show, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, proudly brought to you by IE Sports Radio. It's the Neutral Zone. All hockey, all the time. Take care. See you soon.
What up, all you boxing fans? This is Vince Wright, the sports governor, and me and Gilbert Batista are the host of Ringside on IE Sports Radio. Make sure you keep it tuned to IE Sports Radio, Spreaker.com for the latest edition of Ringside. All the boxing news you need right here. Keep it tuned, Spreaker.com, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Lopan, they didn't even want you. Heck, they didn't even want me. But you know what? Right about now, they have no choice. Looking for the real sports talk? Talk that's for us, the people? Look no further. The Wait a Minute Show, a prime time sports comedy cocktail that tucks you in at night. Join me and Lopan Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 2livestewsradio.com and Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Sounds like a plan to me. Ain't that right, Lopan? Indeed.
Hey, what's up, BS3 sports fans? If you love listening to the BS3 Sports Show, check out the weekend wrap-up every Monday at 12:15 Central Time, 1:15 Eastern, recapping the weekend in sports like you never heard it before. Comedy, interactive chat room. It's a must listen. Weekend wrap up on Spreaker.com, part of the X Squad. Check it out. You won't be disappointed.
Good evening, sports fans. This is me, your boy Larry B, bringing you yet another action-packed, wall-to-wall episode of The Defining Moment right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Phil Robinson here at IE Sports Radio, taking this moment to welcome you to storm down the lane on the Fast Break Show with me and my man Phil Jones right now.
Hey everybody, it's the host of the fastest show on IE Sports Radio, Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take a lap of the extra mile with me and my co-hosts Lolita Camillo, Caitlin Seam, and Michael Ward as we go through all of the news and updates in NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar, and more. That's the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on IE Sports Radio.
Hello, lovelies. Caitlin Seam here, host of Not What It Seems, where nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. On IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Two Wheels Wednesday with Matt White, taking you inside the pit lane of British Superbike, World Superbike, and the big one, MotoGP.
Hey everyone, this is Felicia, the First Lady of IE Sports Radio and one of your esteemed co-hosts of Ring Rambling Radio, along with Martine Sandoval and Matt Petrushka, for all of your wrestling news and talk, from everything from WWE to Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling, New Japan, anything you like. Be sure to catch us right here on IE Sports Radio.
Hey there, hockey fans. This is Cal Henderson
with Nico Green,
and we are welcoming you to join us on the Neutral Zone presented by IE Sports Radio throughout the hockey season.
Buddy, let me tell you, hockey's never been hotter, and neither has the Neutral Zone.
You definitely don't want to miss it, so tune into youtube.com, IE Sports Radio, or IESportsRadio.com for all things that are hockey.
Hey everyone, this your boy Phil Jones, co-host of the Unfiltered Truth with Phil Robinson III. Every Monday, 3:30, 6:30, and Tuesday, 5:30, 8:30. On IE Sports Radio, we're here to give you guys nothing but Raider news, breakdowns of both sides of the game, and interviews with active and former players and NFL analysts. Because we are here to give you nothing but the unfiltered truth. We want you guys to get the real stuff. So join us every Monday night and Tuesday night on IE Sports Radio.
What's going on, football fans? This is me, your boy Larry B, inviting you to join myself, Callum Reynolds, Mike Pat, and John Felipe for one of the most electrifying football shows you have ever heard. 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio. Recap of the week before, a preview of what's to come, and of course, 3 hardcore head-to-head prime-time face-offs each week. You don't want to miss it.
You love racing, and we love racing. So join myself, Lolita Camillo, with my co-hosts, Daryl Kinsey Jr., Caitlin C., and Michael Ward as we talk racing on the Extra Mile here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the IE Sports Radio Network, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Oh yeah, if you're a fan of professional wrestling, if you're a fan of WWE, if you're a fan of All Elite Wrestling, if you're a fan of the sport of professional wrestling, you're in the right place. Hello, I am the SoCal Saint, Martine Sandoval, coming to you live with Ring Rambling Radio, along with the First Lady of IE Sports Radio, Felicia, and my good brother, Matt Petrushka. It's Ring Rambling Radio, part of IE Sports Radio. Dig it!
Hello and welcome to the Soccer Scoreboard Show with your host, Gabriel Montoya. This is the show for soccer, football fans, or whatever you call the beautiful game. Every week I tackle the latest and greatest news from around the soccer world, from the English Premier League to the World Cup to MLS, Liga MX, and more. You can listen to the Soccer Scoreboard Show and our lineup of fantastic guests every Friday at noon here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Are you a big fan of baseball? Well, then join us every Tuesday on the International Empire Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Brandon Buckingham. I have my co-host, Karen Rodriguez, and Blake Henley. Join me every week when we will discuss the latest in sports. See you then.
What's up, IE Sports Radio family? This is John Felipe, one half of the Brothers Blue, coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina. You can catch me on any one of those shows on 3 and Out, on The Brothers Blue on YouTube, as well as IE Sports Radio, your home for all that is sports.
Warning, warning. The following opinions are not sanctioned by IE Sports Radio. The truth is a beautiful thing. We would never twist it, nor will it ever be sugar-coated. So prepare yourself. I'm Phil Robinson, he's Phil Jones, and this is The Unfiltered Truth.
Hello, this is Michael Ward from The Extra Mile, and you're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey, IE Sports Radio family, this your boy, Mr. Gumbo himself, Caleb Fat Mac Reynolds. What up? You know I'm part of the Defining Moment NBA segment and also 3 and Out. Holla at your boy from the Big Easy all the way to your front door. This is IE Sports Radio, your home for all that is sports.
Hey guys, it's Blake Henley, better known as H-Town Blake to some of you. Happy to announce that Bases Loaded is back and in full force. We'll be bringing that high heat every Tuesday night here on IE Sports Radio. So come home, get ready, dig into that batter spots, and see if you can chase that high heat, baby. So we'll be coming to you live with all the stats, all the rundowns, all the division rivalries, and every team that's going to make the playoff push to get to that one and only October and get to the pinnacle of what baseball is, to hoist that Commissioner's Trophy when it's all said and done.
This is Gil Bautista, the Kurt Man. You can catch me each month alongside Vince Wright, Sports Governor of Minnesota, talking boxing on IE Sports Radio.
Hello, sports fans. This is Mike Pat, co-host of 3 and Out NFL Edition, editor of the IE Sports Radio blog, diehard Redskins fan, alumni of the Florida State University, and all-around sports fanatic. Come check out my stuff and more on IE Sports Radio, your feed for all that is sports.
Hey, this your boy Phil Jones, also the host of the Fast Break Show, with Phil Robinson III joining me as my sidekick as always. Look, we come at you guys every Friday night at 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern. Look, we give you guys all the latest NBA news from NCAA as well and the WNBA. We also let you guys know pregame, injuries, whatever you need to know for basketball, for your fantasy league as well. So look, y'all tune in for the Fast Break Show every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio. Y'all take care.
What's good, everybody? My name is Taryn Rodriguez, co-host for Bases Loaded. You can catch me, Brandon Buckingham, and Blake Henley on Bases Loaded at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time on IE Sports Radio. It's sure to be a grand slam.
This is Matt Petrushko, one half of the Good Brothers of Ring Ramblin' Radio, with Martine Sandoval and Felicia Ruizrager, and you can catch us each month talking everything wrestling right here on IE Sports Radio, your home for all that is sports.
Do you love college football? And do you want to hear a college football show dedicated to all that is college football, including junior college and the CCAA and the NJCAA, the NAIA, and the NCAA, including Division III, Division II, Division I AA in the FCS, and Division I A in the FBS? Well then, look no further. Join myself, Larry B., and my colleagues, Mr. H-Town Blake, Blake Henley, and Mr. Christian Espinoza, each week during the college football season for the latest in college football on 3 and Out College Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hi everybody, it's Calvin here from USRN, here to give you an important message.
Since 2017, we have done our absolute best to provide you with nothing but the highest quality of sports calls in the greatest of quantity possible. Thanks to you, our station has grown more than we ever thought. That's why, with your help, we would like to grow even further. Just think, twice the amount of your favorite calls, 24 hours of coverage, talk shows, play-by-play, game-by-game analysis, and so much more. That's right, USRN2 is officially in development, but we can't do it alone. We have set up a GoFundMe page that you can access from our homepage on the left of your screen. We also are planning special giveaways and prizes to our highest donors. Our goal here at USRN is to bring you the best calls possible at no cost to you. In order to continue to do that, we need your help now. Please check out our GoFundMe page, and if you would like to know how you can help, you can email usrnradio@gmail.com. Without your support, we couldn't do what we do.
From the home plate to the nets, the end zone to the finish line, here nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. Not What It Seems with your host Caitlin Seam, bringing you sports like you've never heard before. Catch me Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on IE Sports Radio. The only question is, are you ready?
Attention, all sports fans! If you're someone who wakes up each morning with lists of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you there. What's going on, football fans? This is me, your boy Larry B, inviting you to join myself, Colin Reynolds, Mike Pat, and John Felipe for one of the most electrifying football shows you have ever heard. 3 and Out, right here at IE Sports Radio. Recap of the week before, a preview of what's to come, and of course, 3 hardcore head-to-head primetime face-offs each week. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back, football fans. Well, there you have it, y'all. I'd hate to say it, especially after that drop, but unfortunately, we will not have the third and final primetime face-off. Once again, the week kind of got away from me, but
kind of sucks. I was getting the fans together. I thought I had to guess for the final primetime face-off of the evening, but unfortunately we're not, so I'm like bummed, but it is what it is. It's, it was cool, I guess, it's having 2 tonight, but I'm a little bummed. I wish we could have had 3. Unfortunately, though, once again, just going to be 2 for tonight, so I'll talk about Monday Night Football in a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the recap and get my thoughts here. Looks like tonight's going to be a lot shorter of a show than we're used to, but it's all good because it's cool. Like, it makes sense because we can jump right on into the goal line stand that is. Sorry, no, I said gridiron. Goal line stand coming up probably either tomorrow or Friday. I'm trying to get a show out on YouTube around there, so it'll be really cool and certainly looking forward to that. So, anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right on in to the recap of last week. So, I know today's show's a little backwards and everything, but quick and dirty, guys. Seahawks and Rams. This was nothing to be ashamed of if you're a Rams fan. However, I know it's not easy losing to a division rival, especially on the road, but this is a very tough place to play. Very, very, very tough environment. And the Seahawks just did what they had to do, guys. The Seahawks played extremely good football. This thing would end, it would go back and forth, but Russell Wilson to Chris Carson, a 5-yard pass into the end zone. The 2-point conversion would fail, but regardless, it would happen with 2:28 to go in the fourth quarter, and well, there you have it, guys. The Seahawks will now advance to 4-1 on the season. Yeah, I like that, man. How you like that? I love it. I think that is great. So, big ups to those Seahawks, man. Certainly a tough victory there, and you know what? Why not, man? I'm telling you, certainly a tough-fought victory, and if there sounds like there's a fan on in the background, there is. It's really hot in here, so my apologies. Gotta have the fan on, guys. I'm gonna be on for at least another 30 minutes. So, anyway, with that said, we are go ahead and jumping on here to the remainder, and actually, as a matter of fact, this is kind of interesting. I just got a text, actually, from Mike, and wouldn't you know, I may just have a guest. I guess I may have my colleague here joining me for the final. I don't know. He might just join me. I don't know. We'll find out. But we have the Seahawks winning this game 30-29, and you know what? Well-deserved victory. The Seahawks played extremely well, and there's really nothing more that they could have done. Wilson says here, of course, threw 4 touchdown passes. This defense looked amazing. There's just nothing more the Seahawks could do against such a tough powerhouse team. But they know this team well. They play them twice every year. Certainly looking forward, and looking forward for the next next available date, and for the next. Sorry, guys, get texts and all this and everything during the show, but looking forward to the next face-off between these two, and it's interesting to think that one of these teams was actually just the champs, the NFC champs, not too long ago, and right now, we have the reigning NFC champs, so it's really cool because both these teams are extremely tough, very, 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 very tough teams who I feel are probably 2 of the best teams in the NFC right now, guys. So, with that said, really happy to have this guy on here, man, because this is actually going to be pretty sweet. Unfortunately, like I said, we didn't have that third primetime face-off of the evening, but hey, to help end off the show here tonight with a recap of week number 5, and, of course, to get those Week 6 picks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to have him here. He is the chief editor of the IE Sports Radio blog. He, of course, is a diehard Redskins fan, and this is super cool because he will be having his own show coming up immediately after, or sometime after, the football season. It's going to be a pretty awesome show, guys. Let's whine about sports. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the one and the only Mr. Mike Pat. How's it going, Mike? How you doing today, man?
In spite of being a Redskins fan, I'm doing pretty well, Larry. How you doing?
That sucks. But I am doing great. Thank you so much, sir. And yeah, extremely excited, guys. Mike is here doing his thing. He's actually just wrote his latest blog that I have to check out as soon as the show is over. Really cool stuff, man. He wrote on the Washington Wizards. I saw a little bit ago. I was going to check it right now. But yeah, Washington Wizards preview. Of course, he's over there in the DMV. And despite one hiccup, I think, yesterday from the Mystics, well, I'm pretty darn sure they're going to win themselves a title. And it could be now at home coming up here. Or actually, I think it's still in Connecticut. But regardless, I think, hey, awesome stuff here. I don't know if Deladon was out. I think she was in Game 3. But regardless, I think the Mystics are going to pull this thing off. But you can read all about his thoughts on the preview, that is, of the Washington Wizards season. And unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier in the show will be moving to Tuesdays. However, that does not mean the end of Mike Pat. I will be doing my best to get a recorded segment of either a recap or picks for the week before that show, either sometime on Monday or even sometime on Tuesday. So really looking forward to that, and I really want to, like I said, Mike Pat is not going anywhere, guys. So with that said, guys, let's go ahead and continue on. And, I just started the recap of the week, man. So, like I said, we'll go quick and dirty. We won't be on more longer than the next 30 minutes, including the picks. But, Mike, you ready, man? Let's get into this thing, man. So, last Thursday night, Seahawks pulled off a crazy victory versus the Rams. Your thoughts?
Well, this was a great game. I think we anticipated this being a pretty good game. I don't think we quite had it being 1 point, but hey, it is what it is. A really solid overall game plan by the Seahawks offensively. They actually ran the ball really well, and that was really good to see. And Russell Wilson was able to do enough in the passing game. 4 touchdowns to 0 interceptions, so I guess I got to say he did more than enough to make things happen. And the Rams just didn't quite put it all together. When it's a close game like this, it's just the little things. So, you got the Greg Zuerlein missed field goal at the end of the game. That guy doesn't usually miss, so that was a pretty unfortunate result. But at the end of the day, like we've said on this show multiple times, one team's got to win, one team's got to lose.
Absolutely, and that was certainly a great football game. Then we get on to Sunday, and, the first game up just happens to be my Raiders. All right, Mike, let's try this on for 40 seconds. Here we go, 40 seconds starting now. Okay, guys, I am absolutely disgusted in this team. I don't even care. We got the victory, but that's so freaking wonderful that one thing happens and then we fall apart. Because, it was supposed to be a pitch. A pitch, and it was, mistaken by a handoff. Josh Jacobs, it's all good, man. You can make up for it, and that's what happened. I didn't know that Josh Jacobs and Derek Carr play on the defense, so you freaking give up 21 points immediately and you fall apart. Regardless, I'm happy with the victory. Wonderful job, guys, but we need to be freaking better at what we do every week. Raiders win 24-21. Mike, your thoughts?
Very good game by Oakland. The Bears were a little outmatched to start. They did have a couple things break their way in the third quarter, and I think there was a large period where everybody thought Oakland was going to crumble, but they didn't. They didn't crumble, Larry. They held it together, and they got that touchdown in the fourth quarter, and they won the game, and the Raiders have a winning record, sir, and they're second in the division. So that's something to be excited about. But my main guy I want to focus on is Josh Jacobs. Yes, they had that botched, but my goodness, 123 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. This guy is doing everything he can to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And as long as the Raiders keep playing the way they are and Jacksonville keeps losing and hurting Gardner Minishew's chances, I think he's got a real shot.
I love that really sad part at the end. It's okay.
Well, it's a lot easier for quarterbacks to win awards in the NFL. We all know that.
It really is, dude. So, all right. So next up, you're absolutely right, though. Hey, not too bad though. Really happy with the Raiders' performance. And now we are on to face those Packers after the Packers finish up with the Lions. So, and that of course is coming up on Monday night. So we have a long way ahead of us, guys. We have a bye week, I think, this week, and then we're off.
Yep.
So yeah, we have a bye week, and then we're moving back to we're going on back to the back to the States, Well, we're already there, duh. But we're taking on the Packers in week number 8. In week number 7. So, anyway, with that said, Cardinals-Bengals. Mike, I mean, really, can this Bengals team, I don't want to say can they get any worse, but my gosh, man. It's like, this week, if they were ever close to getting a victory this year, which I don't want to, count them out for getting a victory, because they can get those crazy, out of nowhere, miscellaneous victories later on against an opponent we wouldn't even think. But if there was ever a winnable game, it was this game, and they didn't win. Mike.
I mean, another really close game. I'm happy for the Cardinals. They're a young and growing team, and I do not expect them to win very many games, particularly in that division this year. I unfortunately, with the tie earlier in the year, I think they're only maybe a 4-win team, perhaps. So it was good for them to get the win under their belt. It's good for Kyler Murray get his first win as an NFL quarterback, and he did so in awesome fashion. The team ran for 266 yards, which is like college football level ridiculousness. And for the Bengals, I mean, their numbers look good. They don't mean anything at the end of the day, but their numbers look pretty good. This is a team that has been in need of a full makeover for a couple of years, and they've minorly started the process this past year, and now they really need to kick it into high gear.
It sucks when the quarterback of the other team is not just, of course, the passing leader, but the rushing leader as well. And he gets 93 yards in 10 carries and 1 touchdown. And the running back for the Bengals, which is not also the quarterback, runs for also 93 yards in no touchdowns, and he did it on 19 attempts.
I mean, that's what we knew Kyler Murray was going to do, right? I mean, we knew he was going to come in and be that guy.
And he is that guy, so really excited about that. Kyler Murray having a great day as well. 20 for 32, 253 yards. I mean, no touchdowns with his arm, but certainly in the air. Bengals. Well, actually, let me get to the Raiders real quick once again, because I got to get the... I want to get the for everybody. So, Seahawks are now 4-1 on the season. Rams dropped to 3-2. The Raiders have now jumped, as Mike mentioned, to 3-2. The Bears will now drop to 3-2. And with that victory for the Cardinals are now 1-3-1 with a victory finally, yay! And the Bengals are still winless at 0-5. So, next up here, we have the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans in a game that I just loved, because this was defense, it was great defense, and this was a very tough showing from two very tough teams. And you know what? Definitely the better team did win, but man, was this a fight. Josh Allen, I mean, he threw 1 pick, but threw 2 touchdowns. 28 for 32, only missed 4 passes, incomplete passes, that is, 219 yards. He looked great. Gore, the old man, I mean, still got 60 yards for 14 attempts. And Brown, I mean, hey, 5 receptions, 75 yards, not too bad. Pretty decent day for the Bills. They will defeat the Titans 14-7 on the road, as a matter of fact, and they jump to 4-1 on the season, as the Titans will drop to 2-3.
Well, I have no idea what to think about this Titans team. One week their offense looks like it's on fire and unstoppable, and the next week they only put up 7 points at home. Now, I know it's against the Bills, and the Bills have a very strong defense. I'm not taking anything away from them, but only 7 points at home, there's something weird with this team. That's the only way I can describe it. But a really good win for Buffalo. Great for them to keep it going after the loss at home against the Patriots. This team, I don't know how serious Super Bowl or playoff contender they are, but 4-1, that's looking pretty good to kick things off.
It really is. I'm really excited. Their only loss to the Patriots, that was only by 6 points last week, guys. So the Bills could be the real deal. I'm really excited for this team as well, Mike. So next up, those big bad Buccaneers went on to take on the best team in their division, and my gosh, was it a good game. They kept it so interesting. They kept it so close. They came up just short, but seriously, man, the Buccaneers are not playing around anymore, man. They are trying to win games, and they want to win them now. 31-24. They did drop it on the road, but my gosh, if they did not give the Saints a fight and a run for their money. What a great game. I mean, look at this, man. Bridgewater, 26 for 34, and he was 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jameis Winston, 15 for 27, 204 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, seriously, these two quarterbacks went head-to-head. It was an incredibly good performance by both guys. Fortunately, though, only one team could win it, and once again, the Saints will jump to 4-1 as the Buccaneers will drop to 2-3. Saints win it 31-24.
Well, and I think you have to give a ton of credit to Michael Thomas. I mean, We've seen what Thomas can do. We've seen it for years with Drew Brees, but now Teddy Bridgewater's at the helm. Not to say that Bridgewater isn't a good quarterback, but he is not Drew Brees, and this guy has not missed a step. 11 catches, 182 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Just insane numbers. Kamara put up 100 total yards. Everybody contributed, and the defense for the Saints, 6 sacks. I don't know if that's saying more about the Saints defense or the Bucs offensive line, which I felt has needed big upgrades for many a year, but that's just my opinion. But definitely a difference maker there as well, that pass rush.
They certainly did, and man, was that a great game. The Minnesota Vikings, well, we kind of knew the Giants weren't going to be the favorite in this thing, but I thought it'd be a little bit closer because the Giants actually were playing pretty decent in the last couple of weeks. They got a couple of victories, not looking too bad. And then the Vikings, who are just completely unimpressive. I picked the Giants last week. I know I ate my words, but regardless, man, 18-point victory. Vikings, once again, they beat another JV team like the Raiders. Whoop-de-doo. But I'm going to give them some kind of credit, though. They won. Get it, as a little salty versus the one they beat the Raiders, but is what it is. But Cousins, not too bad. 22 for 27, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns for Cousins. Pretty dang good game. But look at this guy, Daniel Jones, man. 21 for 38. I know not the best completion rating there, but 182 yards. He did throw a pick, but he had 1 touchdown. Regardless, man, not a bad day. Cook, actually, I know Florida State, man. Be ready. That's right. 21 carries, dude, for 132 yards. Looking pretty decent. And look at Thielen, man. Adam Thielen. 7 receptions, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Overall, great performance by the Vikings. Once again, Vikings win this one 28-10 on the road and advance to 3-2 on the season, as the Giants will drop to 2-3.
Yeah, and in addition, Dalvin Cook also added 86 receiving yards, so 218 total yards of offense for just a man who is just coming into his own as an NFL running back, and it's honestly been quite impressive to watch, just his growth over the last over the first 5 games of the season. Minnesota, I don't know if they've got the promised land in their future. I know it's a pretty tough division. Green Bay, Chicago, and Detroit, all 3 playing really good football. So I don't know how far this team will go. But hey, they're good for an exciting game every now and then. You got to give them credit for that.
They certainly are. I don't know how excited the Giants are going to be versus the Patriots tomorrow, but who knows? We'll get to that in a little bit when we make our picks. But up next, we'll have fun with that one, trust me. So next up, Eagles, Jets. This might be a preview of tomorrow night. But the Eagles, man, they're 3-2 now in the season. Jets will drop to 0-4 as the Eagles win this game 31-6. Wentz, not the best day, but still decent. 17 for 29, 189 yards, 1 touchdown. You know what? Once again, not an incredibly great performance by the Eagles, but you know what? It was enough to get it done. They're looking pretty good now. Once again, 31-6. Eagles 3-2 in the season, and the Jets remain winless at 0-4.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody was surprised by the results of this one. Eagles defense, 10 sacks on the Jets. I know the Jets offensive line is bad, but that's just rude. Isn't it rude? Isn't it rude, Larry? I feel like that's just rude.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, but give the Eagles credit. All wins count the same in the NFL, so you got to show up and make it happen, and they definitely made it happen. But the Jets, at least they're in the division with the Dolphins.
If there's any type of if there's any type of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Silver lining?
Yeah, silver lining, or a consolation prize, I guess, out of this.
Yeah.
It would be that, you're in the same division as the Dolphins.
You got that.
I guess that's something. So, AFC North battle here. I was so making fun of the Steelers. I thought it was going to be a blowout. Even UNB, NFL, big my bad. Go shout out to them, and you got me, brother. But yeah, like he tweeted me, and I was like, okay, because I was like, how is this game not like a blowout already? And he was like, it's only the first quarter, and I was like, I don't care. Like your point, like I thought it was going to be a blowout, but you know what? Let's give my apologies to him or whoever that was writing that Twitter. UNB, I know that Joe Gucciardo is the main dude there, but anyway. Baltimore, you know what? They're a good team, and they're continuing to be a good team. But the Steelers just proved, man. I mean, seriously, I don't care if it's Ben Roethlisberger. I don't care if it's Mason Rudolph. I don't care if it's Cleo Lemon. I'm just playing. Remember that guy, Mike?
I do not, no.
Cleo Lemon, you remember that guy? Okay, well, he was actually there in, like, the 2010s, I think 2009, 8. But yeah, he was a backup for a little bit with the Steelers, but somewhere in there. But anyway... it was just, or it could have been Maddox back in the 90s, I think. But anyway, regardless though, this was a really good performance though by the Steelers. It was a losing effort, but my gosh, it was an amazing effort. They did good, they looked strong. I'm really excited to see what we got moving forward, from both these teams. Once again, it's a rivalry. I even said don't even get me with that rivalry crap on Twitter, but I guess that's what it was. So, Larry B, you were been proven wrong. Rivalry all day. Went to overtime, and, well, it was off the boot of Justin Tucker. 46-yarder with 5:26 to go in overtime. And the Ravens will now advance to 3-2 on the season as the Steelers, that would be a 3-point game in overtime, will fall to 1-4.
Yeah, and that's a rough result for the Steelers. The difference between 2-3 and 1-4 at this point of the season is huge. You're basically the difference between middle of the pack and bottom of the pack. But once again, consolation prize, they're in a division with the Bengals, so they at least have that going for them. And the Browns, who can't get their stuff together, so they've got some. There's some room, but great performance by the Steelers defense, and also give the Ravens credit. I mean, they gave up 4 sacks. Lamar Jackson threw 3 interceptions, and they still managed to pull out this win. That's a pretty impressive feat on its own.
It is impressive, man. 19 for 28, 161 yards, 1 pick, 1 touchdown, and 3 picks, and they still win the game. And he led them on the ground, Mike. 14 carries for 70 yards. I mean, hey, you know what? You got to give him credit. Next game, we will go through it very quickly, I promise. 33-7. 5-0, 0-5. They were leading for just a little tiny bit in this game, and I was being mean on Twitter, and I said that the fact that the Redskins are even leading this game right now in the first quarter with like however much to go is already a moral victory on its own. And I was really mean for saying that, but it was true, because no matter what the score was early on, the Patriots pretty much just rolled, and well, that was it, and that was it, and that was it, and the Patriots are now off to 5-0.
I know that was supposed to be a 9-second side. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be a 9-second side, but I don't have the breath for it right now, so we'll just say that was 9 seconds. Yeah, I mean, nobody's surprised by this result. Not even me. It's just interesting to me that, like, after all the stuff that's happened with Jay Gruden and, like, all the years of mediocrity and, like, all the really bad losses earlier in the season, it was a loss to the best team in the league that got him fired. Like, I mean, that one out of all of the games we've had so far is literally the most understandable, and that's the one that gets him fired. Plus, they had to call him in at 5 a.m. to fire him, which was just rude as well. I'm going to use that word again, rude. Rude, so rude. But, like, I guess it's progress that we're gonna have a new coach. Like, that's a step in some direction. I don't know what direction it is yet, but we'll see what happens.
I was watching SportsCenter the other night, and I don't know if you saw the segment, Mike, but Scott Van Pelt lit into the Redskins organization.
I mean, it's not hard.
Like, he went in and he got to the owner, like wow, like Scott Van Pelt, man, like this dude got crucial. He got like in there, like he deep tissued massaged that insult. Like, it wasn't an insult, he was just telling the truth. Oh, it was nasty. I had to rewind it and even listen to it again. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, he gave it to him, man. So, yeah, Van Pelt, I guess. I don't know. He said he grew up in that area, so maybe he's a Redskins fan. I don't know.
I mean, I hope for his sake he isn't anymore.
Mike's like, I'm stuck with these guys. Go.
Yeah.
Go for
I mean,
it.
I know that logically I'm not. I could just pick another team anytime I want, but I've got too many jerseys, so I mean, you know, it's...
You know what, Mike? You're a great guy for that. Next up, this was the game that this was surprised me so much. I mean, this was a surprise. A man by the name of Christian McCaffrey went off 19 carries, 167 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But also another man by the name of Leonard Fournette had 23 carries and 108 yards with 1 touchdown. It was a nice day on the ground for both these guys. Even a guy that we talked about plenty of times last year, well, at least for a little bit during the draft, DJ Chark, a guy that it's like, well, LSU had good receivers. What? Like, they never even throw the ball. But LSU, I mean, DJ Chark, pretty good. 8 receptions for 164 yards, guys. That is incredible. And 2 touchdowns. Talk about a career day for this guy so far in his young career. I don't know if he's had more of that already, but pretty good day. But, man, Gardner Minshew, I mean, in just a losing effort, I can't believe this. This is how good this team is going to get, and this is how good this guy's trying to be, and this is how good this team is trying to be altogether. Gardner Minshew, man, 26 for 44. He was throwing the ball like crazy. I know his percentage isn't that great, but look at those attempts. 44 attempts, and on top of that, the yards by Fournette and the 23 carries. I mean, that just goes to show you, man, they're throwing everything at everybody in the kitchen sink, or except the kitchen sink. And he had 374 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's a tough go for these guys, but you know what? I seriously am so excited for this young team coming up here. However, it was a losing effort, and this tough, strong Panthers team just outlasted and did their thing and got it done. 34-27, the Panthers will defeat the Jaguars at home in a cat fight, if you will. But two teams that...
Quite literally, yeah.
Literally, right? They got into the NFL the same year in 1995, and well, here we are. That was a great game between these two. The Panthers will jump to 3-2 on the season, as the Jaguars will now drop to 3-2. Sorry, the Panthers will jump to 3-2 on the season, as the Jaguars will fall to 2-3.
Yeah, and I give Gardner Minshew credit. He is having a great season, but he also fumbled the ball 3 times and lost all 3 of them, which was the difference maker in this game. Well, that and their inability to stop Christian McCaffrey, and in all fairness, nobody has so far. I just think it's appropriate. I will say that the top 3 running backs we have talked about so far this week are Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, and Dalvin Cook, all 3 of whom came in the same NFL draft.
Interesting. That is something there, Mike. So
yep. Yeah, somebody posted a list of all of the running backs from that class, and it's like almost every other running back you can think of that's playing well in the league came in that class. Like, it's a long list of really talented running backs.
That is something to think, right? Next up, this was just... I've been calling the Texans a paper team for a very long time. But something, guys, they're not necessarily a paper team anymore. The real paper team isn't even a paper team. This is just called sound the alarm, because something's going on. I think the Falcons are lost, guys. They're lost, and they can't find themselves, because I've sent out search parties that have returned with nothing for the offense and the defense of the Falcons, and there is just nothing coming back.
Actually, Larry, we've also lost the search team that was searching for the Falcons. But I mean, to your point, what has happened to the Falcons?
Right?
Like, I thought this team was going to be like almost a Super Bowl contender before the season, and now it's like and give Houston credit to Deshaun Watson. Jesus Christ, 426 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. My God! By the way, raise your hand if you had Will Fuller on your bench in one of your fantasy leagues.
He actually started for me.
For the record, my hand is raised. because I had him on the bench.
Oh,
and,
my gosh.
You know, one of my fantasy... Okay, how was I supposed to know he was going to have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns? Literally nobody could have called that. Just saying. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll just keep asking the question, where's Atlanta? Where are they? I don't know.
They're lost, and it was just a beatdown, man. I mean, you're right. Deshaun Watson, not a bad day, man. 28 for 33, 426 yards, 5 freaking touchdowns. Carlos Hyde, also another one of my players, man. 21 carries.
Not a bad day. Come on, Larry.
Amazing day, okay? Amazing day. Carlos Hyde, 21 carries for 60 yards. I guess that's not a bad day with 1 touchdown. And as you mentioned, man, Will Fuller, 14 receptions, 217 yards, 3 touchdowns. It is ridiculous. I mean, I don't even want to read off the Falcons numbers because it's like not even worth it. It was just not.
I think somebody posted on Twitter that Will Fuller was playing Madden on rookie mode.
He really was, because it was just really bad. They sucked. Like, the Falcons just... And they still put up 32 points, which was, I don't know, but 53-32 final score. The Texans will jump to 3-2 on the season, as the Falcons now drop to 1-4. I mean, I don't even know what else is there more to say about this game, Mike.
I don't know. Next game, let's go.
Right? Next game! Mike, this year, in weeks 2 and week 3, weeks 2 and week 4... Do you want to know what happened in both those weeks?
The Broncos lost to a game-winning field goal in the final seconds.
They did. You know, Mike, that's got to piss you off a little bit.
Just a bit.
And I think it pissed them off to the fact that they were not going to lose the next game no matter who the hell they were playing. And it just happened to be the Chargers. And I'll tell you what. The Chargers looked like they were disinterested in playing football. Like, they were like, yeah, I don't really want to be here today. It was like one of those mornings where you wake up like, I don't want to go to work. Oh, but I have to. No. Like seriously, the Chargers looked like they were disinterested in playing football. They just did not want to be there. They didn't look interested. They looked unenthusiastic. And the Broncos were like, all right, we'll take that. That's cool. So the Broncos and their 0-4 start, including those two final second field goals they lost on, kind of irritated the hell out of them. I mean, seriously, the Chargers' defense was so bad. Freaking Flacco even ran for a first down. Okay, are you serious? But he might have ran for a few. I don't know. I just saw one. I remember tweeting that as well. He's being a jerk. But Flacco, man, 14 for 20. With 182 yards, 1 touchdown, and he threw 1 pick. But man, Philip Lindsay's the man. He's probably my height, and it just goes to show you how freaking amazing this guy is, man. 15 carries, 114 yards, 1 touchdown. I think he got 1 touchdown in the very beginning. But man, look at that. That is awesome. Also, Sutton, 4 receptions and 92 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, they just did their thing. The Broncos, man, they deserve a round of applause for this one because this was awesome. 20-13. The Broncos, man, get their first victory of the season, jumping to 1-4 on the season, and the Chargers just looked bad. 2-3, and if they play that way versus the Steelers, I don't think it's going to be much of a different result. Mike?
Yeah, I just don't know what happened with the Chargers in this game. You look at their offensive numbers, and they're just absolutely pitiful. 16 carries for 35 yards total for the team. Phillip Rivers was 32 of 48, decent percentage, but for 211 yards and had 2 picks. Austin Eckler had 15 catches. Give the guy credit. He was catching everything, but on 15 catches for 86 yards, that's less than a 6-yard average per catch. Just nothing was firing for this Chargers offense, and I don't know. I don't know what to think of this team moving forward, but they're certainly not contending for anything as it stands right now. And who knows? Maybe this is a sign that Phillip Rivers. Maybe we're headed towards the end here for him.
I hate to say that because as much as I can't stand the Chargers and I'm a rival team, a fan of the rival team, the Raiders, it's true. It sucks. I really want to see this guy win a Super Bowl. I thought this year they could probably do it.
In all fairness as well, he's in his 16th NFL season. So in all fairness, I mean, if he were to start to lose it now, I think most people would understand. But it is a shame to kind of see.
You're absolutely right. I mean, to think about the years this guy has put in. So it's very true. Just a bummer. But I would have loved to have seen him win a Super Bowl, but I don't know. It's just tough. The same thing with him and Fitzgerald, man. Fitz, I want to see him win the Super Bowl so bad, but it's the Falcons. It's the Eagles. It's the Cardinals. I don't know. It sucks, but it is what it is, guys. I mean, not literally like it's the Cardinals. I mean, it's like, he's on the Cardinals, and, well, Phil Rivers is on the Chargers, and I don't know if either of those guys are going to be winning one of those very soon, but I'd like to see it. But anyway, next up, this game was so out of reach, I stopped watching. It was just, I watched towards the end. I think I was doing something for school, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just tune out. But it was just so one-sided. I was surprised the final score, because I was like, wait a minute. Wow, they caught up and had a 10-point game. But the Packers just literally destroyed the Cowboys. The Cowboys also looked at the Chargers, just unenthusiastic. They did not want to be there. Then they picked it up, I guess, towards the end. I didn't see that part. But Aaron Rodgers, 22 for 34, 238 yards. Not a bad day for this guy. You know what? No touchdowns, but he looked good. Dak, though, 3 picks for real. Aaron Jones, this guy's every bit of the beast you can think he is, because he's not only the head of rushing or leading rushing, he was also leading receiving this week. 19 carries for 107 yards and 4 touchdowns, and then reception-wise, 7 receptions and 75 total yards. Just nothing that the Cowboys can do. They had a surge in the second half, but it just was not good enough. Halftime score, 17-0 Packers. Actually, end of the first quarter, 14-0 Packers. End of the second quarter, at the half, 17-0 Packers. Then, end of the third quarter, 31-10 Packers. And then finally in the fourth quarter, I think finally they actually outscored the Packers. The Cowboys outscored the Packers in one of these quarters, but it was too little too late. Couldn't get enough done. 34-24 final score. Packers will jump to 4-1 on the season. Surprise, surprise. I didn't think they'd be this good this year. And the Cowboys, who I thought for sure would win this thing, have now dropped to 3-2.
Yeah, and what a difference two weeks makes. 2 weeks ago, the Cowboys were 3-0, had a 2-game lead in the division, and everybody thought they were just going to run away with this. Now, 2 weeks later, they're tied with the Eagles. They're only a game ahead of the Giants, and there's serious doubt surrounding this team. And it was just a mistake-filled day for them. It really was. You're looking at, I've been looking at the drive summary while you were summarizing the game, and they had drives of 37, 40, 50, and 51 yards. So 4 separate drives, all different lengths like that. All 4 of those drives ended... Oh, and 58, one more. 58 that ended in 0 points. They had 2 missed field goals, 2 interceptions, and a punt at the end of those drives. And that's just a lot of yards to make to get 0 points. So that's why, the Cowboys, Dak threw for 463 yards. The team had almost 600 yards in total offense, but he only scored 24 points. You wasted 200-something of those yards. So, again, I give the Cowboys credit. They came roaring back at the end. They didn't give up. They kept fighting until the very end, so you got to give them credit for that. And they still have a division lead, so I'm not going to say all hope is lost, but there's definitely some fine-tuning that needs to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And this was just, I don't know, this was a crazy game. But there was one more game that was a little crazier than this one. Just a little bit crazier. And
yeah, we only have 2 games left, so,
I think you know the crazy one. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indianapolis Colts will upset the Kansas City Chiefs 19-13 on the road in Arrowhead Stadium. Jacoby Brissett, 18 for 29, 151 yards. He threw a pick, but it didn't even matter. Marlon Mack is that dude. 29 carries, 132 yards. Hines, 4 receptions, 46 yards. You know something, guys? This was a good football game. It was good both sides. Offense, we had defense, we had everything. Such a good football game, and my gosh, it was awesome. The end of the first quarter, 7-3. Colts. Okay, whatever. End of the second quarter, 13-10. Colts. Okay, I give it to them. That came to play, but watch, the Chiefs are gonna roll. In the third quarter. End of the third quarter. 13-10. Colts scoreless. Into the fourth quarter, 3 field goals say the name. 2 for the Colts, 1 for the Chiefs, and well, that would result in your final score 19-13. The Chiefs never led once in this game. Actually, yeah, they did. They led one time with that field goal in the very beginning, and that was the last time they would ever. Actually, no. Then they would lead again in the second quarter after the touchdown from Mahomes to Pringle. But after that, I mean, we were tied once after the Adam Vinatieri 32-yard field goal with 11-12 to go in the second quarter. And after that, that was it. The Chiefs never saw a lead again. What a day. And that was that.
Yeah, and give the Colts offense credit. They just kept churning out yards and plays, and they didn't put a ton of points on the board, but they kept the Chiefs off the field. They kept them from getting in a serious rhythm, and that can be just as effective as any other method in the NFL. And as for the Chiefs did not look like they had it together. They were missing Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins, so that you could tell that was having an effect on the passing game, but the offensive line was just getting destroyed. The Colts' defensive line came to play, and I also enjoyed the poetic justice of Justin Houston after all of his career in Kansas City, going to the Colts and getting a sack in Kansas City against his former team. Some nice little poetic justice for him.
Isn't that something?
That is something.
Like that, I like that. A little poetic justice. Speaking of poetic justice, oh, what a segue. You know where I'm going with this, Mike?
Not quite, but I'm curious.
Well, in 2000, and I want to say 17, 16, good old Baker Mayfield.
Oh, yeah, now I know where you're going with this.
Would, go on up to him and his Oklahoma Sooners. Would roll on up to the shoe. And, well, they would defeat the Buckeyes. After they would defeat the Buckeyes, good old Baker Mayfield would then get the flag. And he would wave it in the middle of the field. And it was disrespectful. And there was a player by the name of Nick Bosa. And he's got a good little memory on him. Because he went off last night. I think got like 5 sacks. And on one of those 5 sacks. On one of those 5 sacks, he gets up. I don't know how many sacks it was. But like I said, on one of those sacks, he gets a sack, of course. Gets around, goes over the top of Mayfield or something like that. Goes around him or whatever. Gets up, waves. I don't know who he was waving to. If it was a sideline of the Browns, but he waved and then mimicked Baker Mayfield by waving the flag the same way that he did on the field of the Buckeyes, and then planted that sucker the same way that Baker Mayfield planted, even though he didn't really plant it, but it just kind of, went into the turf, whatever, it was turf, but it fell. But still, I thought that was hilarious, because it was like, hey, I didn't forget. And by the way, you better be real comfortable on the ground today, or tonight, and that's exactly what happened. These guys are absolutely out of their minds. The Niners, to think, Mike, if somebody would have told you that the Niners would be the only undefeated team in the NFC at the end of week number 5, what would you have told them?
I would have been doubtful.
I am right there with you. However, the San Francisco 49ers defeated the Cleveland Browns 31-3 at home in Levi's Stadium and are now 4-0 on the season. The Browns have dropped to 2-3. Garoppolo went 20 for 29, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. Breida, 11 carries, 114 yards, 1 touchdown. And even Kittle had some fun. 6 receptions, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. Mike, for real?
For real. Yeah, no, this 49ers team looked for real last night, or 2 nights ago. So if you recall, Larry, during the primetime showdown last week, I made a comment about Matt Breida and how he had not scored in 7 games, and whether this would be the game that he would break that trend. Well, the very talented young running back proceeded to do that on the very first play of scrimmage, running 83 yards to the house. And after that, San Francisco simply never looked back. The running game looked fantastic. Tevin Coleman looked really good, 16 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Even George Kittle, who you mentioned on the receiving, he got in with a 18-yard carry on a tight end reverse. I believe that was in the second quarter. I watched that play, and I was like, oh, my God, there's a tight end with a carry for 18 yards. Absolutely crazy. And, and the defensive line, this San Francisco defensive line is so talented. Bosa only had 2 sacks, by the way. It was not 5, but he did have an awesome game, and he was all over the field. And if opportunity had been there, he very easily could have come away with several sacks. And the Browns looked completely lost on both sides of the ball, completely outmatched. Nick Chubb is the only one. Nick Chubb and Jarvis Landry were the only 2 guys to actually even do anything, really, for the entire game. And even Odell had a fumble, so not a great day for him. And this Browns team, I mean, they're still 2-3. They're still only a game back in the division, so there's still time to make it up. But they need to play better than this.
They absolutely do. And, to think all the star-studded power that, we were sold. I was sold. Okay, I can't speak for everybody. I know I was sold. I really had high hopes for this Browns team this year. I had them win the division. I was so iffy on them for so long, even when they started, getting legit. And now I'm like, okay, wow, you guys just. If there was ever a chance for you guys to not get laughed at, it was this season. And I'm not trying to say that they can't change it, but my gosh, they're getting laughed at right now because. They're still, it's like, yep, same old Browns, the way I say, same old Raiders. So, seriously, guys, it was just ridiculous. But same as that time, you know what? It is what it is. This is a very good Niners team, and, well, the Browns they're the Browns.
I will give one player on the Browns credit. Jamie Gillen, their punter, he had 7 punts. He averaged 57 yards a punt. And he dropped 4 punts inside of the 20. So if anybody deserves a round of applause, it's the punter for the Cleveland Browns, who also had a 71-yard punt.
The applause button has been hit because that is a great day. And if anybody had a great day, well, at least it was the punter. I don't know where the rest of the team is.
At least somebody did well, That's something to work with.
It is, and you know what? Hey, I'll take it. I guess what a bummer for these guys, but you know what? Overall, just I don't know, man. But
their kicker went 1 for 1 on field goals. Give special teams some love.
1 for 1. That is awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, it certainly was an interesting week, and I'm hyped up and ready to rock and roll for the next week. So, with that said, y'all, it is time, of course, to get started with our week. So I can't believe we're already in week freaking 6. Oh my gosh, it's crazy, but I'm really excited for it, guys. So we only have 12 minutes here on air because we have to get off pretty soon because 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, Bases Loaded is coming your way, a special edition of it with Mr. Brandon Buckingham and H-Town Blake. Plenty to talk about in the MLB playoffs coming our way, but let's go ahead and get our picks in for week number 6. Are you ready, Mike?
I am, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. Starting us off for the week tomorrow. Thursday Night Football had a primetime face-off about it earlier, and well, here it is. Giants, Patriots. Giants enter this game at 2-3 on the season. Patriots at 5-0. Patriots are favored by 17 points. Mike?
I mean, do we even really need to discuss this very much in depth?
No.
Patriots.
I think it was 81% that the fans picked the Patriots. What do you think, Mike?
Who voted for the Giants?
Probably Giants fans.
Okay.
Patriots win this one easy, I think, 35-12.
That sounds fair. I'll say 34-11 just to be mean.
I love it. $1, Bob. $1 of this.
$1.
$1. Or Jim. Now it's Jim Carrey. So, next up, looks like we have another NFL UK game. Moving on to Sunday. Carolina taking on those Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Well, the stadium's certainly impressive, and both of these teams are certainly impressive. The Panthers at 3-2. The Buccaneers at 2-3. Panthers looking for a good victory here. They just got a tough one on the leg. Got two tough ones in the last couple of weeks, and well, they're looking for another one here. But the Buccaneers, they were close to the Saints. They almost had it. Can they pull this thing off? Can they beat the Panthers? What you think, Mike?
You know, it's really a road game for both teams, kind of neutral field. I'm going to go with the Panthers because I do not think the Buccaneers can stop Christian McCaffrey.
I agree. I want to say it's going to be a close one, but I'm going to go 21-14. Pretty good defensive game. I think this is going to be a fun one. I'm going Panthers winning this one. Once again, they're both on the road. Coming up, of course, these are the Sunday. That was the early game, by the way. 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Now we're moving on to the 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And we have Seattle at 4-1 and the Browns that we just talked about at 2-3. Seriously, I don't think there's a lot to talk about in this game. Mike?
No, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Cleveland made this closer than a lot of people think, but Seattle's playing too good football right now, Seahawks.
I completely agree. Seattle wins this one 31-17. That's all there is to it. Texans at 3-2. Chiefs at 4-1. The Chiefs are really, really angry. They just lost at home against a team that they should not have lost to. The Texans are on one right now. They could be giant eaters right now, and I seriously think that they can actually go into Arrowhead Stadium and shock this team. However, I don't know if it's 100% realistic. Chiefs are favored by 4.5 points on the ESPN SportsCenter app. What you think, Mike?
It's going to be a good one, and based on the way the defenses have played on and off and the offenses, this game could easily be 50-45, I think. I'm going to go with the Chiefs, though. I'm going to give them the home field advantage, but the Texans play a good one here.
I agree with you on that. I'm going to say Chiefs win this one. Final score 24-17, but it's going to be a great game. Redskins at 0-5. Miami at 0-4. Somebody's going to get their first freaking win of the season in this game. Mike?
I'm going to say this on the radio so that it'll be recorded in history. If the Redskins do not win this game, I will need to think of something appropriate to do.
I'm sorry, but that's funny. That is funny.
They better daggone win this game. I'm picking them. They better daggone win it.
I love how the music actually, I had to restart the track. It stopped right when you said that. At the end. That was awesome. It really was. I'm going Redskins because the Dolphins are just really bad. Redskins, with that pass rush, please get there, guys. I believe in you guys to win this thing. But then again, I do believe in the Dolphins also. This is going to be tough. It's going to be a really good game. Well, you shall see, but I'm going to take the Redskins to win this one. Final score, 14-10. Really weird score.
Whoever wins this game, it might be their only win of the season, so I mean...
Which is really sad, but really true. So, Eagles, 3-2. Vikings, 3-2. Vikings at home, not really the team that we thought they were. Can they prove us all, well, prove me wrong at least, getting a big victory over a big-time team? Or will those Eagles continue to roll on, especially after such a big win last week? What do you think, Mike?
Well, the Vikings had a good game last week, and Kirk Cousins had a good game last week, so that makes me think they're going to have a bad game this week. The Eagles are really good. They're coming off that game with that great pass rush. They should be able to get after it. I think they win this one in Minnesota.
I think, well, there you go. That's going to be a good game right there. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Eagles in this one. A little salty still over the Raiders game, but I still honestly think they're a very good team. And come on, prove it, Vikings. 31-21. Eagles win this thing, but the Vikings will seriously have to be thinking a completely different thing if they win this one at home. Saints at 4-1. Jaguars at 2-3. Can the potency of this defense that actually played extremely hard last week versus a very good Panthers team, can they do it against the Saints? Can the Gardner Minshew and Chark and Fournette and this offense do their thing? Can they knock off this tough Saints team? Oh my gosh. The ESPN ScoreCenter app, Mike, you can download it if you don't already have it. I'm sure you already have it. If you go look, dude, I cannot believe this. They are favoring Jacksonville by 1 point. I am not even kidding to you. I'm not even kidding. I'm not.
That seems like a stretch, but okay. I'm going Saints.
I'm going Saints as well, but my gosh, that is generous. But
I will say, with how Gardner Minshew is playing and this team and this talent on defense, it would not surprise me if they pulled out a win here.
If they did it, it would be awesome to see the Jaguars pull this thing off. But I'm going to go Saints in this one, 24-14. Next up, Bengals, 0-5. Well, at least if your Redskins don't get the victory, there'll be one team that still is has no wins this year.
Yeah, maybe multiple. Don't forget the Jets still haven't won.
Oh, that's right, the Jets. So, we have here the 0-5 Bengals taking on the 3-2 Baltimore Ravens.
Well, it's a great opportunity for the Ravens to start to build some momentum in the division. I think they get this one at home.
I think so too. The Ravens are strong, they're tough, they're mean, and I don't think they're going to be losing to the Bengals. I'm going to go 35-17. The Bengals will score some points, but I don't think it's going to be enough to win it. The San Francisco 49ers at 4-0. The Los Angeles Rams at 3-2. This is actually going to be a game to watch. The Niners are not playing around. They're looking for this. I know they've been waiting for this game. And they're going to go face a very good Rams team. The Rams, I mean, if anybody is irritated right now, it's these guys. They do not think they should be 3-2. I know that they don't, because I don't think they should be 3-2. But hey, it is what it is. The Niners can come into the Coliseum, the grand old lady, y'all, the LA Coliseum, and knock off these Rams. And they certainly can. But the Rams can also defend their turf. This is going to be a really good football game. Mike?
I'm actually going to go with the Rams in this one. Nothing against the Niners. I think it's going to be a great game, and there's no shame in losing this game. It's a tough divisional game. I just think, the Niners aren't going to go 16-0, right, Larry? They're going to have to lose a game or two here and there.
Yep.
And I think this will be one of them.
I agree. I definitely agree. The Niners are without a doubt a very good football team, but I don't know. I think the Rams are going to edge them out this week. I'm going to say a close one, guys. I'm going to say 27-21. Rams find a way to win this thing. I say 27-24. Rams find a way to win this thing at home. Falcons. Is this the week that we find their... Well, first we got to find the search crew. Then we got to find the...
Yeah, we need to send out a search party for the search party for the Falcons. And then we can find the Falcons.
I agree, because the Falcons are 1-4, but the Cardinals are 1-3-1. Both one-game victories, or one victory teams. But Mike, the Cardinals, they have a tie, so they're actually better than the Falcons if you want to put it in the win percentage. The ESPN ScoreCenter app is given to the Falcons by 2.5 points. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that those search parties are going to have to keep on searching. I think the Cardinals take this one. I just don't think that the Falcons defense, from what we've seen, is going to be able to stop Kyler Murray, Larry Fitzgerald, and David Johnson.
You know what? That's a great. I was gonna go with the Falcons, but I'm gonna copy off you, man. I'm totally gonna buy it off you, because now you brought that up. That's a great point. The Cardinals played well against the Bengals, and right now the Falcons, I don't even know. They're so hit or miss right now. I think that this is probably gonna be a miss. I'm going with the Cardinals in an upset, guys. I don't know if you really call it an upset, but I'm just gonna go with the Cardinals. It's not an upset. I'm gonna go Cardinals in this one with a weird, funky score, 29-23. Next game. Titans at 2-3. Broncos at 1-4. This is weird. Why? Just because it's weird. The Titans just lost a really tough game to a good Bills team. The Broncos just beat a maybe a really good Chargers team. We don't even know who they are yet. But it's going to be a really good football game, I'll tell you that. The Titans are heading on over to Mile High Stadium, of course, to Mile High Sports Authority Field. And this is going to be a very good football game, guys. Titans are ready to play. Broncos, are they ready to play? I think they are. They're actually favored by 2.5 points, as I mentioned, by the ESPN SportsCenter app. I don't know, it's a close one, Mike.
It is a close one. You know, the Titans had a bad game, so I'm going to use the same logic I had with the Vikings, the alternating games, and I think they're going to have a good game, and I think they're going to beat the Broncos.
I think so, too. To copy off you again, I think I was going to go with the Broncos, but you're right, the alternating game thing is great, and right now, Mariota, once again, don't forget, contract year, right, Mike?
Those zeros keep coming off and on of the contract, so I don't know.
Well, let's find out. Titans, I got winning this one, 21-14. Cowboys at 3-2. Jets at 0-4. There's silence for a certain reason, I'm sure.
These are the games the Cowboys have been winning this year. I mean, their first 3 wins were against, bottom of the barrel teams. Not to say that they can't be good teams, but they haven't yet. But the Jets aren't a good team, and for all indications, they're still going to have Luke Falk at quarterback. So I think the Cowboys will take this one pretty easily.
I agree. I think so. Cowboys win this one 31-10, but I think the Cowboys, you gotta keep moving, guys. You gotta get victories. Sunday Night Football, we had that primetime face-off earlier. It was a good football game, guys. Steelers, it was a good debate, and I'll tell you right now, this is gonna be a tough game for both teams. Steelers last week showed us something, taking on the Ravens as good as they did. The Chargers last week lost to a Broncos team they should not have lost to. Chargers once again 1-4. Steelers 1-4. Chargers 2-3. Mike.
Oh man, this is actually a really tough one. I wasn't expecting this one to be as tough as it was, and it's for the opposite reason. It's because neither team's really that good. But, the Steelers are actually playing good football. They had the win 2 weeks ago. They played a good game against the Ravens last week. The Chargers kind of reeling a little bit, so I'm actually going to go with the Steelers on the road here.
You know what? That's what I'm going to disagree with you with. I think it's a good football game, but the Chargers have to find themselves. The Chargers do not win this game. The season can get out of whack for them really quick. So it's actually, it's the must-win game, I feel like, early on the season for both these teams. I feel like if whoever loses this thing, it's going to get kind of rocky. It might not be, but I don't know. I just kind of feel that way. I'm going to say Chargers win this one in a very good game. I'm going to say 35-31 in a very good football game. And then Monday night, Lions 2-1-1. Packers 4-1. Did not have a primetime face-off this one tonight, but man, it's going to be a good game. Lions, once again, they're coming off of, I think, a bye week. They look good. Packers, they just handled business versus the Cowboys. This should be a very good football game.
I agree. I'm going with the Packers. Not to say Detroit isn't a good team, but mathematically, I like the idea that even though they have a tie, they'll be 2-1, and they'll still be at 500.
Wait, that's true? What the hell?
Yeah, 2-1. That still makes you 500.
Wow, well, that makes sense, and for no particular reason, not for no particular reason, but not by enough of Matt this time, not by enough of Mike this time. My gosh, I'm sorry. I was doing so good, and we had a Matt on the show earlier. My gosh, I'm telling you guys, it's the what's it called? The abundance of Matts on iSports Radio, and then the fact that I just had one earlier that just, So yeah, now that Mike is like, okay, this is ridiculous. Stop doing it. I know. But Lions 2-1-1, Packers 4-1, and you know what? That is interesting, but I will take it. The Packers are a tough team. I think they're going to win this one at home. They're going to be in Lambeau. The Lions, I love what Matt Patricia is doing over there. Personally, I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm going to say Packers win this thing at home. Final score, 30-19. Should be a very good game. The Packers win this thing, and that's all there is to it. So, with that said, but that's our time tonight, guys. But one last thing. Mike, where can these diehard Redskins and, of course, NFL fans and sports fans of all kinds find you on Twitter?
You can find me at MikePat91, and also come on over, check out the IESportsRadioblog.wordpress.com. We got a new post up. Come check it out.
Check it out, guys. Great stuff as always. Also, you can find me at Larry at the THE_LB53 on Twitter. You can give me a follow, of course. Give us all a follow as a whole at IE Sports Radio on Instagram, on IE Sports Radio on Twitter, and of course, give us a like on Facebook at IE Sports Radio. Give us a like. We'd certainly like that. Show us some love, and that is it, y'all. Cue the music, because we're out of here. It's been a fun one. And that is our time. Coming up immediately after us, you tune in live for Bases Loaded. This is going to be fun, y'all. Brandon Buckingham, H-Town Blake. Tune in, show them some love. Should be a great show, guys. As always, catch us next week. Be ready, y'all. Play coming your way. Catch us next week, as always, right here on IE Sports Radio for 3 and Outs. We'll see you then. Take care. And as always, God bless.